displaying this mark meet NFHS specifications for high school use, making athletics fairer, more consistent, and less hazardous. In response to concerns about health and risk minimization issues in interscholastic athletics, the NFHS created the Sports Medicine Advisory Committee. This group meets twice a year to assess risks in all sports and to update the Sports Medicine Handbook. In addition, the NFHS has an ongoing injury surveillance program and collects data from across the country. Of particular note are the proactive efforts of the NFHS in concussion education and management.
The athletic trainer said you've done a good job following your return to play protocols since your concussion a couple of weeks ago. Is there a problem?
Not with
including
that.
the acclaimed, popular, and free online course, Concussion in Sports, What You Need to Know. The NFHS offers many other useful publications, some in print and some online. Its flagship publication, High School Today, is distributed to the superintendent, principal, athletic director, and school board president in every high school in the nation, keeping educators informed about issues related to interscholastic activities. For high school coaches, NFHS Coaching Today is available on both the NFHS website and the NFHS Coach Education website. Other prominent news publications include the Court and Field Diagram Guide and the Forensic Quarterly, along with the online National High School Sports Record Book. In addition to the largest meeting in the nation for athletic directors, sponsored jointly with the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association, the NFHS assembles educational leaders at the NFHS Winter Meeting and the NFHS Summer Meeting. One of the highlights of the summer meeting is the National High School Hall of Fame induction ceremony. The NFHS established the Hall of Fame in 1982 to recognize individuals who make outstanding contributions to interscholastic athletics and the performing arts. The more than 450 inductees represent a truly lasting testimonial to these great American traditions. The NFHS also annually sponsors National High School Activities Month in October to spotlight the individual and collaborative efforts that make sports and performing arts so important in education. Every summer, the NFHS hosts its National Student Leadership Summit, which teaches high school students from around the nation life skills that will assist them throughout their lives. The NFHS also established 4 associations to meet the needs of individuals who work in specific professional areas. These include associations for athletic coaches, for officials, for music directors, and for speech, debate, and theater coaches. Members of the Coaches and Officials Associations benefit from the education programs offered by the NFHS. The NFHS has developed the nation's leading high school coach education program, including its signature course, Fundamentals of Coaching.
Fundamentals of Coaching is interactive and a foundational learning experience for every teacher coach at the interscholastic level.
Hi, Coach. Good to have you here.
Other educational offerings include the NFHS First Aid for Coaches, created in conjunction with the American Red Cross, along with numerous sports-specific elective and free courses. The NFHS provides officials the tools and skills to conduct fair contests and enhance their careers through an innovative set of online courses, as well as online access to rules and casebooks in a searchable format. In addition to athletics, the nation's high schools also offer equally important performing arts activities, such as music, speech, and debate. The NFHS oversees those programs at the national level. Spirit and competitive cheer are yet another very important component of high school activities programs. The NFHS network celebrates the accomplishments of student athletes in 27 different sports and activities at the national level. Those events can be viewed live on any device, bringing the fan experience anywhere at any time.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, it is Friday night, time for the Friday night game of the week. The Pender Patriots travel down to the swamp on the campus of East Columbus High School to take on the East Columbus Gators. Brett, you got 2 teams here coming in at 2-3. We're getting into the meat of the Waccamaw Conference season, and every game is just going to start to mean that much more.
Yeah, probably a new face that East Columbus is facing here. Probably hadn't played Pender in a couple of years, and with this new conference, they get to see some new foes. And looks like on paper it's going to be a pretty good ball game against the boys here from the Swamp, going against the Patriots from Pender.
According to my sources in our research department, 2011, the last time these teams have faced each other, so a good 10 years, in between games. Sometimes it's nice, with these new conferences to get to see an unfamiliar helmet across from you.
Yeah, it's always exciting to be able to change opponents and stuff. I remember, I've been at South Columbus 28 years, and I remember like after my 8th year, we got back into the conference with Trask and Pender. And even though for us at South Columbus they were a long drive, actually from East Columbus this is a closer drive to them instead of going like to St. Paul's and stuff. So actually East Columbus fared better with traveling with this new conference, just see what, kind of football team that Pender brings up here tonight.
Okay, Brett, we are in the final leg of our homecoming trifecta. It is homecoming night here at East Columbus. We'll have the homecoming festivities here at halftime. Talk to us a little bit about what it's like for a teacher during homecoming week and for these young student athletes getting to play a game like this.
Well, homecoming starts on Monday before the Friday night football game. And I've noticed that East Columbus has been doing a lot of good things. I've seen them on Facebook. Actually, I think maybe yesterday they did or today they did a jersey swap where the football players gave their jersey to, I think, their favorite teacher or a teacher that inspired them. And, that just builds a school there. And those are the kinds of things that is needed within high schools to, bring some kind of bond together.
Okay, East Columbus, we didn't get a chance to see them last year, Brett. They took a year off, started to rebuild their numbers, which had traditionally been a problem for them for the last couple of years, and picked up a couple of good wins early in the season. So East Columbus really looking to maybe make a statement here that, hey, we took a year off, but we're going to be in the thick of this thing.
And, because you said it's homecoming, they're excited. They want to play well in front of a relatively large crowd, probably compared to what they, usually get. Homecoming usually brings some people that don't normally come to a football game. And if they can come here and get a win and some excitement, these people will go home and say, hey, we had a great time at the East Columbus football game. And that causes more people to come. So that's exciting for the Gators over here.
Okay, East Columbus won the toss, deferred to the second half. Looks like, as we look here at midfield,
yep, Gators deferred.
So I'm guessing Pender will be receiving the opening kickoff. And they will be coming from left to right on your TV dial or computer dial or whatever you want to call it.
Or the opposite end of the lake, as I would say.
There
the
you
lake's
go.
on the right end and the other county's another end.
On the 74-76 end of the stadium.
There you go.
Will be
there you go.
East Columbus.
I actually hadn't come over here this way in a long time, and I was able to go down the back roads and come through Hallsboro and stuff like that and go by the boys' home. And, just a lot of memories of coming over here to play sports and stuff like that. Saw the old Hallsboro High School was middle school, and now I don't think there's anybody. Is there anybody in the Hallsboro building now? Or?
That's the new Mount Olive.
The new Mount Olive plant, okay.
East Columbus takes the field to the light of the home crowd. Nice to see Fuller Royal out tonight. Fuller, former writer and jack of all trades with the news reporter and now teaching at East Columbus, has had some health issues. We're glad to see him out and about tonight.
And I'm sure Franklin Davis is out there listening to us, and he's sitting back in a recliner and just chilling. So
with a pad and a paper, ready to make sure we stay on our P's and Q's tonight.
That's fine. Hey, he gives me a lot of good notes, and I take a lot of his advice. And he's like the person that inspires us over there. So
Franklin's a definite mentor to all of us, and I can tell you, whatever I've learned about announcing ball games, I've learned from Franklin. So if you don't like the broadcast, blame Franklin.
You do a great job.
Not bad for a blind man. I will tell you this much. I'm excited to call this game, Brett, because I can actually see the numbers.
Awesome. Yeah, that's true. The white sticking out on the green jersey and the blue sticking out on the white jersey. So hopefully we won't. Now the rosters that we have, we're taking straight off Max Prep, so we're hoping they're correct. So if they're not, bear with us.
It looks like it'll be Aaron. Looks like 17, Aaron Mitchell to kick off for the Gators. He'll be kicking off from right to left. And Pender will be going.
Here we go, Kevin.
Ball taking him up on about the 25-yard, and he'll go right at the middle. It looks like he will fumble a football. Possible recover.
Looks like he was going to emerge out of that hole and maybe take it to the house, but somebody from behind knocked it away. Let's see who comes up with it. No official word yet. East Columbus are saying they have the ball, and they're coming out screaming. So
East Columbus with the football. Major turn of events here to start the opening kickoff.
Nice play by number 12. Great play by number 12. Give him a
Alex
shout out.
Melvin with a pick from behind, punches it out. And I'm telling you, Brad, if he got another step or two, he was going to the house.
He was gone.
So that's
Melvin saved a touchdown there.
That's a touchdown-saving punch out for Melvin. And right off the bat, good things happening for the home crowd.
That's what East Columbus needed. If you're in homecoming, needed a pump up to get started with, and they'll get the ball back second half.
J.J. Faulkner, the quarterback for.
Do you think that they think East Columbus is going to run it?
Sorry, Junior Stewart. Tackle away in the backfield, must have snapped, and he will lose, let's see, from the.
That's about 12 yards, I think, Kevin.
So you're talking 2nd and 22. You just got the ball. You got good,
Well, they gave him a good spot. They're going to bring it back up. Wow. It's actually a great spot for East Columbus there. Wow. So they only lost about 5?
No, they're putting it back on the line of scrimmage.
Is that a penalty?
Offsides.
Okay. Did you see the call by the refs?
No, not yet.
Okay. I think he's looking at I think he thinks that's the home side. But anyway, that's okay.
1st and 5 for the Gators.
So what is this offense called, Kevin?
Double wing, and we got a flag on this side.
Offsides again.
That's got to be an alignment problem, Brett.
I don't know. Maybe they lined up offsides before the ball was snapped.
That's what I'm saying. It's got to be an alignment problem because nobody moved. I think, it's just.
So it is a first down. Gators. And haven't run a play yet.
Gator offense, stymieing the defense of Pender right now.
Wow. I hadn't seen that a lot. First down with no play on the first 2 plays of the game.
So we've had 2 offsides and a fumble on the kickoff.
Yep, it's going to be an interesting night. And it looks like this guy looks like he's lined up offsides again, but they back up.
Quarterback rolls to his right.
Oh, he does throw it, Kevin.
Pitch and catch.
22 with the reception.
Number 22, C.J. Waddell with an 8-yard gain, and it's 2nd and short for the Gators.
Sophomore over there picking up a great completion on that side. And what that will do, that will cause Pender to think, hey, these guys can throw the ball. That'll get some of their defensive backs out of the box there.
Pender, looking at a lot of East Columbus film, no, they do not like to pass. They pass very, very rarely. And to come out of the gate with an 8-yard pass is going to loosen up that tight Pender defense.
If you're seeing this at home, you're noticing that all of the Pender blue pants are all within, 7 yards of the football.
Junior Stewart, the quarterback for East Columbus, on a 2nd and 2, maybe 2.5.
Got a split left over here by number 81.
Lot of green if he wants to go to the post. Hand off to J.J. Faulkner. Faulkner picks his way through for about a 6-yard gain. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Gators on the Pender 27-yard line.
Gators doing a good job of taking the handoff, keeping your head up, picking the hole, and hitting it, gaining 6 yards.
We've seen Faulkner a lot during basketball season. He's a really elusive, very fast kid, but deceptively tough. He will go up the middle and get those tough yards for you. 1st and 10 once again for the Gators. 2nd first down on this drive. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 27.
And the Gators would want nothing less than getting a touchdown here at homecoming to start this game.
Once again, tight defense for the Patriots.
Motion to 22. That's a give. Toss sweep to 22.
Backside toss to Waddell. Got a penalty at the end, but he looks up. He picks maybe a yard, maybe a yard and a half.
Yep. Didn't gain much off that play, Kevin.
I think that's too much in the wash. I mean, I think the counter game is going to be open, Brett. I think maybe if you split that wide out, farther enough out, and maybe just tell him to go to the post.
Yeah. Yeah, it is wide open there. This quarterback can get. Quarterback's name is what again? Stewart.
Stewart.
Junior Stewart. J.R. Stewart. and he is he's only a sophomore, Kevin. They're young. They look really young on this paper here.
Block below the waist against the Gators will make that first in a bunch.
Ooh, you can't have that.
And East Columbus, still a relatively young team, Brett, can't afford to get behind the sticks against a more experienced Pender team.
No, going back to the games we've called earlier this year, we talked about penalties and getting behind the sticks. If you're a team that relies on the run, those are penalties that you cannot have.
It is 1st and 25 for the Gators. Ball spotted on about the 36-yard line. Stewart brings the Gators to the line.
Running back goes to the right side. Motion man 22. That's going to be offsides probably by the Patriots. East Columbus is clapping, so they probably tried to get them offsides, and they did.
Now, let me tell you something. Tom Means is a coach who's been at Pender for a number of years. He's gone and come back. Been in high school coaching a long time. This is how coaches like you and some of these others end up with such gray hair. It's just because they pull it out because just these mental mistakes this point in the year just can't happen.
Are you saying I have gray hair, Kevin? I hadn't noticed any.
About as much as mine.
Yeah, and what's that, the third offsides penalty already for the Patriots? So, those are, you watch the ball. I mean, when the ball snapped, that's when you go. So
now we got 2nd and 16 for the Gators. Low snap, Stewart hands off, keeps himself. Picks up maybe 2 or 3, drives the pile.
Yeah, he's going to get about 5 off of that, I believe.
It's going to make it a 3rd and about 11 or 12 for the Gators. And Gators definitely in 4-down territory. Don't have to pick it all up on this play.
Yep. And that's what the coaches know. They're going to call in a play that's going to hopefully get them about 6 or 7 yards and maybe be able to pick it up on 4th down.
8:49 to go here in the first, no score, but the Gators driving on their first offensive series. 3rd and about 13 for the Gators. Play coming in from the sidelines in the person of J.R. Stewart.
Is there a play clock here, Kevin? I don't think there is a play clock, so we won't know. It looks like they're taking a lot of time.
Yeah. We're going to have somebody on the sideline just counting 1 Mississippi.
Probably going to have to take a timeout right here because I just don't see them getting a play off before the play clock ends, but maybe I'm wrong.
Don't see the back just counting it out. He's now counting. We're down under 10.
Wow.
Stewart draws back to pass, just gets it off, and lucky that wasn't one intercepted by number.
I thought maybe they would, try to run it there, Kevin, try to get about 5 or 6 yards off that play and then leave it a manageable 4th down. But it's going to be a lot tougher with this 4th and 11, 4th and 12.
I'll tell you, number 17 for Pender, Tim Randolph, if it was just a little bit higher pass, he could have picked that thing and taken it a long way.
Well, you can already tell the game plan for the Patriots. They're going after that quarterback. That's they don't care about blocking. They're shucking their blockers. They're getting to the quarterback as quick as possible. Maybe some like you said counters would work well against this defense. So let's see if East Columbus can go to something like that.
Pender with one man at 10 yards deep. Everybody else within 2 yards of the football. Stewart in the shotgun. Motion to the right. Stewart rolls to the right, chucks it up
Got
deep.
a man. That's interference.
And that is
there.
interference.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
But it is incomplete. And East Columbus faithful looking for that penalty flag, but it's not coming.
Yeah, I mean, not going to question the officials here, but it looks like there was a lot of contact over there. So let's watch it again here. Split.
He's looking back, Brett.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. I think maybe the idea that it was underthrown caused – if that ball was thrown a little higher and a little longer, then East Columbus's receiver would have a great chance of catching that and probably would have got the pass interference call. So,
okay, 1st and 10 for the first offensive series for Pender. Pender with that triple option, hands off to the up back. He's deep into the secondary, and he will take it around the corner. He's almost to the house.
Oh,
taken down.
Shoestring tackle by number 74. Is that 74, Kevin?
We don't have a 74 for Pender.
Taken down by number 74, right? East Columbus.
East Columbus.
No, maybe it's 75. Maybe it's Logan Crosby.
Logan Crosby.
Okay, great tackle there.
But a gain of
22, actually. 22 for these Columbus Gators.
22 for the Gators. C.J. Waddell already making a name for himself.
Yep.
Hands off once again to the dive back. He'll take it around the corner. He's driving his feet, and he will take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Pender. That's number 8. Kelvin Robinson takes it all the way for a 32-yard touchdown, I believe.
2 plays and a touchdown, Kevin. Not what you want if you're the Gators. They're having a tough time with these offensive linemen with the blocking. These offensive linemen are actually blocking all the way down the field, and East Columbus Gators having a tough time getting off those blocks and making the tackles.
I think it's important to get clean looks if you're East Columbus in the backfield of the Patriots.
Going for 2, number 10 in motion, gives it to number 8 up the middle. That's going to walk in for a 2 there, Kevin.
Once again, number 8, Kelvin Robinson. He got you the touchdown. Why not give it the ball back to him?
It might be the Kelvin Robinson show here tonight for the Patriots.
7:26 to go here in the first. Pender up 8-0. And Brett, talk to us a little bit about Pender runs the triple option. You have the dive back, you have the quarterback, you have the pitch man. Right. Talk to us about the principles for East Columbus on defense. How do you attack? How do you stop a triple option team?
Well, everybody has somebody that they have to focus on. There's a linebacker that is focusing on the quarterback. There's a linebacker that is focusing on the running backs. And, they have responsibilities. And, if they do not take these responsibilities, then somebody is going to be off. Everybody's got a job to do in this. And I'm sure they prepared all week. I've got the quarterback, I've got the running back, or whatever.
So what you're telling me is to beat it, you have to play disciplined football.
Yes. You have to know who your responsibility is.
Okay.
And then you still got to tackle them, even though you know who's got the ball.
So number 39, that is Damari Morgan, kicks off for Pender. Ball taken by number 8. And that is J.J. Faulkner for East Columbus. He brings the ball back to the 32-yard line. And that's where East Columbus will sit up, 1st and 10.
Faulkner, one of their few seniors on this team. If you look at down the line, there's only a few seniors. I see maybe 1, 2, 3 seniors.
While we have the opportunity, Brad, talk to us a little bit about the decision to take the year off last year and how it benefited this East Columbus program.
Well, when I look at this roster, I can pretty much figure out why they took the year off, because they just did not have the upperclassmen to field a football team or a varsity football team. Sometimes that's just a decision you got to make for what's best for your kids. You probably didn't want to send a whole bunch of freshmen and sophomore out against a varsity team, because that leads to injuries. So probably made a decision based on that.
And you and I have seen that the last couple of years with West Columbus and East Columbus both fielding 17, 18, 19 kids. And as you get deeper in the season, it causes problems. And both of these two teams are back on the upswing.
There's another flag there, Kevin. I don't know what it is, but the back judge called that one. He's going to go over to the head linesman, back judge, and tell him what's going on.
It may be a delay game. It certainly took a long time to get that play off.
Maybe. But that's usually the head white hat's call, but we'll see. There he goes. Delay a game?
No, actually, I think that was ineligible participation.
Oh, really?
He had
okay, I got you.
Because it was the one hand over the heart.
Okay. So it must have had too many men on the field or broke the huddle with 12, and then somebody ran off. You have to break the huddle with the correct number of people.
Now, 1st and 15 for East Columbus. East Columbus has shown the ability to gain yardage on this Pender team, but they keep shooting themselves in the foot, Brett.
Yeah, they do. You just can't have those penalties there, and those are penalties that you talk about during the week and probably penalties that have happened before.
Stewart in the shotgun.
Oh, there's
backside
the
counter to J.J. Faulkner. He's picking his way through. J.J. Faulkner on the loose, and he's headed towards the goal line before being taken out by number 9 for Pender, and that is Christian Hayes.
You called it, Kevin. You said look for that backside counter, and it's exactly what they ran, and they got a lot of real estate on that play.
And really it wasn't, ball taken from the 28 all the way down to the Pender. Let's see, we're looking, I'm trying to find
25.
For the 25 of, second time for East Columbus in Pender territory. He didn't accelerate a lot. He just picked his way through the defense. A lot of arm tackles, people kind of slide off of him.
You know what? Run the same play back this way. See what happens.
One back in the backfield.
The draw would be good against this defense. Oh, nice. Ooh, had the slant there, Kevin. Just missed him.
East Columbus showing the ability to move the football, just a shade here, a hair there, and they're looking at being back in this ball game. We're at 6:40 to go here in the fast-moving first quarter, Brett. And East Columbus with their second opportunity in the red zone.
Yep. You know, I think you told me at the first of the game that probably East Columbus is not going to throw it a lot, and I think they've already thrown it 3 times, Kevin.
They've thrown it 3 more times than I've seen them throw in most games, I'm telling you. But we haven't covered an East Columbus game in 2 years, Brett, and the last time I remember, they threw the ball maybe 5 times in a game, and they've thrown it 3 times already in the first quarter.
Let's see if they can get something going here. Try to punch it in for the Gators.
2nd and 10 for the Gators on the 25.
Motion man 87 comes across. Gets in the end position. Another bad snap, Kevin. Oh. Oh, my goodness. He intercepted that ball. It fell right out of the hands of the receiver and fell right into Pender's guy laying on the ground.
The danger of trying to force that pass, Brett, I mean, maybe discretion being the better part of valor in the green zone.
I don't think the guy was expecting the ball. I don't know. Oh.
Actually, he ripped that thing out of there.
He did. Nice play by number 9 on the Pender Patriots, Christian Hayes.
Okay, Pender takes over on their own 23, the recipient of another turnover. East Columbus first time lost it on down, second time lost it on an I don't know if that's an interception or a fumble.
You know, and that was started by a bad snap, Kevin. If you go back to that, it was started by a bad snap.
Once again to the dive back, picking his way through, picks up first down yardage, and he'll be tackled at about the 34-yard line.
As of right now, Pender is having their way with the defensive line of East Columbus. You know, they're marching off about 10 yards or more every play. So,
and the idea behind dive option football is you make them respect that dive man. You know, you keep giving it to them, and when they start to suck in on the dive man, that's when that quarterback on the keeper and the pitch man is going to be open.
Another option to number 8.
Yeah, and he will continue to get the ball, and that being number 8, Kelvin Robinson.
Oh, that's Robinson.
I mean, Robinson's going to keep getting the football as long as he's getting 3 and 4 yards of the crack.
Yeah, keep feeding him the mail. You know, give it to the person that has the hot hand.
2nd and 5 for Pender on the 39-yard line. And, you know, nothing fancy with what Pender's doing. Backside counter to number 3, Jaden Lee. Lee takes it to first down yardage, and he'll get just past midfield where Pender will take it 1st and 10.
Yeah, kept his feet churning. After he got hit, he still gained about 7 yards there, Kevin.
Now, I'm looking at these Pender backs, Brett, and they're stocky. They're, squat kind of, built low to the ground and strong. Right. And they're grinding yards at this point.
Yes, they are. Good-looking offensive line. They're a big, quick offensive line for the Patriots.
1st and 10 from the Gator 49. Hand off to this time quarterback keeps it. He'll go around the right corner, picking his way through before being taken down by number 20, Tyree Simpson.
You know, and the quarterback could have pitched that. You know, the pitch man was wide open too. There was nobody on the pitch man there, so the split end didn't come up and, take his responsibility. If you look here, the pitch man's wide open. There's nobody there to stop him.
Quarterback, very heads-up play. And pitch man number 2, Antonio Bay, had all kinds of green to work with.
Look for Pender to keep running that play till, the Gators can adapt to it.
I'm guessing we had some sort of penalty because we're coming all the way back, Brett. Holding against the Patriots to call.
These officials don't let us know what's going on out there.
Somebody might want to let them know we're on this side.
I ain't lying. I don't think there's anybody on that side, to tell you the truth. This is the home side.
1st and 14 now for the Patriots.
Here's where East Columbus needs to make a stand with Pender behind the chains.
Pitch man around the corner. High tackle missed. He'll continue to move.
It's going to be close to the first down there, Kevin. I think going to be about a yard short from where he spots it.
Number 3, Jaden Lee with the carry once again. Dropped down close to first down yardage. Looks like it's maybe going to be 2nd and 1.
Now I know why you brought this fan up here, Kevin. He can get hot up here, can't it?
It can. Especially with the two of us. We're full of hot air.
I did see where it's supposed to get in the low 60s Sunday.
And I heard Monday morning's going to be in the high 40s.
Oh, Lord. My wife might not go out of the house. It's like Pender's checking off here.
The first time I've ever seen 4 guys turn around and walk toward the bench. Pitch to Lee once again around the left corner. He'll take it around deep into the secondary. He's still picking his way. Lee will refuse to go down until he's inside the 10-yard line all the way to the 6, and it'll be first and goal for the Patriots.
Toss sweep to Jaden Lee. I think the quarterback noticed that there was not any kind of split in that or any kind of defensive back out there on that left side, and he just took advantage of it. Good job by the quarterback for Pender.
Adjustment, counter adjustment. East Columbus starts to suck in the middle to stop those dives, and they're outmanned at the point of attack on the pitch.
Yep. And straight dive to the fullback. Touchdown, Pender.
Touchdown, Pender brings the score to 14-0 with 3:15 to go here in the first. Trying to get a number on that thing. We won't turn to the side.
Who was he? Number 8? That's number 8.
Number 8 for Pender is Kelvin Robinson picking up his touchdown. And Gators with their opportunities, Brett, twice inside the 20-25-yard line. And right now with 3:15 to go in the first, they find themselves on the opposite end of a 14-point deficit.
Robinson is 6'1", 200 pounds, so that's a load to take down, Kevin.
Number 3, Jaden Lee takes a 2-point conversion to make it a 16-0 ball game with 3:15 to go here in the first. And, Brett, as advertised, this Pender team can score points.
Yep. We noticed that Pender at the first of the year was, pretty much marching through people, and then they got slowed down a little bit. Their first loss was to South Columbus at South Columbus, on the last couple of seconds. And, we thought maybe they weren't as good as expected, but, coming here tonight, it seems like they're back on track.
I think East Columbus knew that Pender was going to be able to score on them, but I think they thought they had an opportunity to match scores with them, and they have had their opportunities, Brett. They just haven't been able to put the ball in the end zone.
Let's see, kicking off for the Pender Patriots is 34. Is that 34? I don't have a 34.
I have a 34.
I'll see, 30-something. I'd like to give him a shout
Mom
out.
and Dad, the kicker for Pender is about to kick. Squib kick, looking like it's going to go just out of bounds. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Gators on the 29.
Let's see.
Number 21 for Pender, and they don't have a 21. What?
Here we go. East Columbus going to get the ball here on about the 32-yard line, trying to get, some points on the board, 35-yard line, as a matter of fact.
I think East Columbus found something in that last possession, Brett, going backside, trying to loosen up the Patriots defense.
We'll see what East Columbus can do here, try to make some kind of adjustment offensively.
East Columbus able to move the ball, just hasn't been able to put the capper on it. 1st and 10 for Stewart. He'll take the ball out of the shotgun. And we get another offside. Yeah, I know.
Okay. Having a little trouble with the numbers here, trying to figure them out. Just bear with us, guys. We're trying to give all these kids a shout out. Is that another penalty there, Kevin? Was that an offsides?
That was an offsides call.
So that's number 4 on the Patriots. Number 4 in the first quarter. Got to be something that Pender's got to adjust to, because you don't want to give a team, a first down, 5 yards on the first down. And it looks like another penalty possibly. Lined up offsides again, Kevin. We're trying to get the chains correct, something on that side. Who knows? Referees will get it straight here. And they blow the ball back into play. East Columbus, 1st and 5 on their own 40. Motion man 22, straight give up the middle. East Columbus gains about 3 yards there. And that's number 8 for the Gators, gaining about 3. That's Faulkner again, Kevin. Maybe you should go back to that counter, Kevin. That's the play that actually got East Columbus, a bunch of yards. They hadn't gone back to it again. So, watch East Columbus going back to that counter.
Okay, 2nd and about 5 for the Gators. You're stepping up a number of penalties. I'm trying to get
2nd and 5. I don't think he gained anything on that play. Well, they gave him a no gain.
Katie Harrell, the Pender kicker, we were talking about that before, something you don't ordinarily see. Want to make sure we gave her a shout-out. A couple of good, deep kickoffs. Has had her opportunities to start the game. Yeah. Delay a game against the Gators, and we'll go back 5, and we'll start this over again at 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I like to see that, Kevin. If your girl soccer player has a good foot, put her out there on the field. Let her kick field goals. Let her kick off. No problem with that. She kicked it further than I could kick it.
I just want to catch that number next time.
Okay, good. And that's going back East Columbus up 5 yards and going to be 2nd and 10. There's another motion penalty, my number 87 over here for the East Columbus Gators.
Louise Cologne, wide receiver. And, Brett, and I know it's been preached by the East Columbus coaching staff, discipline, discipline, discipline. If we don't make mental mistakes, we're going to be in ball games.
Who do you think of when you see 87?
C.D. Lamb?
I think of Ron Gronkowski is who I think of when I see that 87.
I'm more of a Cowboys fan.
Did they win this weekend?
No, they're playing the New England this weekend.
Okay. Cowboys have been on a roll. I have to give you that.
So tell us, I heard that you've had an interesting week, Brett. Not only did you have your tennis players in the conference tournament, but I hear you didn't use any algebra this week.
Well, 2 things happened this week. Another week goes by, and didn't use some algebra, even though I used a lot of my math with my little girl trying to learn her multiplication tables. That's been tough on me this week. My little girl's in 3rd grade, and she's.
I love learning my multiplication. Ooh. We get a timeout East Columbus, Brett. I love learning my multiplication because my parents did it the old way, the way a fat man like me would enjoy pizza.
Really? Is that how they rewarded you? Pizza?
No, that's how we counted it.
Oh, okay.
Half a pizza, a third of a pizza.
Okay. Well, that would be fractions, not multiplication, Kevin. Come on. Where'd you go to school?
I'm a Yankee. Don't hold it against me. It's that Yankee education.
Yeah, those multiplication tables, I remember my mom used to stick me in the room for hours upon hours, making me learn it, and it's been tough on my daughter learning these, but we're working on it. So.
Now, I learned my division from the Beverly Hillbillies, my gazintas.
Yep. And we actually had a fun-filled week in tennis. We had the conference tournament over at South Columbus. And
tell me a little bit. I heard you had a thriller at East Columbus this week.
Yeah, we played East Columbus at our place, and they scorched us 1 through 3, and then 4, 5, and 6. We had to battle back, lost a set on both of those. Actually battled back and took a 5-4 win over a very good East Columbus team. Shout out to East Columbus Gators on their tennis team.
All right, back to action. 2nd and 15 for the Gators. The ball on about the 30. Gators, on the wrong end of a couple of penalties. Stewart back to pass just over the top of the line.
Oh, he had real estate if 72 would have held on to that block there, Kevin. That was a really good play there.
Ashton Harrelson with the carry, and if he gets away from number 5 for Pender, Atavian Pickett, if he gets out of that tackle, he's going a long, long way.
Yeah, he was set up as the wing back and just drifted out into the open to catch that little screen pass, a little screen off of that.
15.8 to go here in the first quarter.
East Columbus checking, seeing what time it is. No, they're looking at their armbands to see what play's coming up here. So
just under 5 seconds. Don't know if they'll get this one off. They might go ahead and, again, discretion the better part of valor. East Columbus will take the change of end at the quarter and, try to run their better play. But right now, Brett, not a lot of plays for 3rd and Whiteville.
Yeah, it's funny you said this probably first half will go by rather quick, but it's actually been a sort of slow first quarter here with the penalties. Penalties slows it down a lot, and the missed passes slows it down a lot. So, East Columbus just got to get in a rhythm. They're not able to get in any kind of rhythm. There's a penalty here, delay of game here. If East Columbus can get into some kind of rhythm, they can, run that offense.
Part of regrowing your program, Brett, talking about maybe, trying to, learn how to win all over again. Mm-hmm. We talked about it with West Columbus over the last few weeks. That program has grown so much. Yeah. What a nail-biter we had last week.
Yeah.
And I don't care, Brett, who was watching that game. up until the very last second, you just didn't know what was going to happen.
I'm gonna tell you what, I've talked to, people from the West Columbus side, from the South Columbus side. I think South Columbus and their fans gained a lot of respect for the West Columbus Vikings. It was a great game. You hate to see a team lose like that. But those guys will, take that as a learning experience, and that might, just motivate West Columbus to just start marching.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, that's talk about learning how to win those big ball games. We talked about it last week, South having more experience in those types of ball games. This East Columbus team is on a similar trajectory, I think.
Yep.
Low snap. Chucks it deep.
There we go. He's got it.
He's got it.
Nice
and he's
play.
got it. He's going to the house.
Nice play. Nice throw. Nice catch by number 10.
76 yards to the house for number 10, Jacquez Smith.
He turned. That ball was thrown right over his shoulder. Wow. That was like a Willie Mays catch there.
Can't teach that any better, Brett.
Wow, that could be a nomination for Play of the Week.
2 out of the last 3 weeks are young CCCA students with, Play of the Week candidates that were picked by WWAY. Got to say a lot for our broadcasting kids doing a great job each and every Friday night. Miss Connie Fogg does a great job with those kids, and they're learning on the job these college and career-ready skills.
I'm going to cast my ballot for that one there, Kevin, if anybody's out there listening.
16-6 our score, 11:48 to go here in the first half. Looks like East going for 2. Stewart once again in the shotgun.
He's going to take it himself.
Oh, almost just underthrown and dropped by the receiver just inside the goal line.
He drew it up well, Kevin. I mean, he rolled out. He was there. Maybe you want him to roll to where, it's more of his strong side. But, the play was there, just didn't convert.
Nice to see East Columbus finally get the capper, Brett. This is their third opportunity, their third drive, both of the first 2 ending deep in Pender territory, and finally picks up the score. 16-6 to go. 16-6 our score with 11:48 to go.
And just to think, you said East Columbus don't throw it a lot. It shows you what you know, man.
You know what it is? I jinxed it.
They definitely have more yards passing now than they do rushing. That's probably a stat that you didn't think would happen.
And I'm telling you, Brett, I think if I'm Pender, I looked at those tendencies and I said, East Columbus runs the ball. We're going to put our guys 10 yards, from the line of scrimmage. And for the most part, it's worked.
Well, Kevin, if you can make throws like that, it's going to open up your running game.
And I think that's what East Columbus is saying. We're not afraid to use our quarterback to loosen you up.
Heck of a throw, though.
Nice kick picked up falling on by the up back.
Pender's going to take over on 37. Is that what it is, Kevin? He said 35. We'll call it 35.
Well, he's walking on a 36.
Yeah, well, I said 35. They said 35. I said 37. It's on 36. So
there you go.
Everybody wins. Everybody gets a trophy, man.
Estimates. We're taking the average.
Split out, number 5 split out here for Pender, Atavion Pickett.
Quarterback keeper dives the middle. Stout play by the.
Guess what, Kevin?
We got an offsides.
Yep.
This time against East Columbus.
I knew they slowed down real quick. That option was coming again. The quarterback was going to keep it that time.
And that's where it gets tricky, right? What are the keys to reading that option?
Well, you know it's coming, and you've got to, watch the back that's in motion because he's probably going to get in the play. The back that's in motion is probably going to be the back that the pitch goes to. So you got to watch the quarterback. You got to watch the fullback, and you got to watch the wingback.
Okay, quarterback rolling to his left.
Ooh, 51.
Gets his way out of trouble. Just overthrows his receiver.
Number three was wide open there.
Yeah.
Jaden
Lee.
Jaden Lee.
Lee had the opportunity if he was able to catch that ball just a bit too far in front of him. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Patriots.
And, East Columbus, came over and could have got a pick there, but just sort of, slowed down on it and couldn't quite get to it.
East Columbus defensive line getting some penetration, but is still not able to get to the quarterback. And I'll tell you, That's the way I think you beat option football. Picking his way backside.
Did a good job right there, Kevin. Nothing looks like a no gain for the Patriots.
Big third down for the Patriots is East Columbus attempts to climb back into this game, Brett. And I'll tell you, I've always felt the way to beat option football is with line penetration.
Yeah.
Make that
blow
man,
it up in the backfield.
Make that man think and pitch before he's ready to.
Yep.
I've always been of the philosophy that high school kids can think or they can act, but doing both at the same time is a bit difficult.
Straight give.
Straight give. Picks up the first down, and that's number 8.
Faulkner again.
Kelvin Robinson.
Robinson. I'm looking on the wrong ones every time. Maybe I need to get a little bigger letters there that says.
Yeah. Pender's the team in white.
Yeah, I know. The white on this side or the white on that side?
On the upside, Faulkner did make the tackle.
Yeah, okay, there we go. That's probably what it was.
Uh-huh.
That's what I saw.
10:43 to go here in the first. 16-6 our score.
I don't know if the line was set there for the Patriots, but they got it off.
Number 8, Robinson, once again, when the carry picks up about 3 or 4.
That's that 6'1", 200-pound junior there.
Go with your strength. Lean on top of him.
Yep.
If you're staying ahead of the chains, keep feeding that beast.
What are you, about 6'2"?
6'2", 6'2.5".
Okay. Have you always been that tall, or you just grew?
No,
last couple of years?
I was littler. I hit a growth spurt when I was about 33, Brett.
Here we go, mate. I still got hope, brother.
Okay. I'm trying to grow into my head.
Well, they went in motion, and they said, let's don't run that. So look to this side. Look to the pitch to this side. It's wide open over here.
Bay resets the line. Dive man number 3. Jaden Lee, and he's going all the way.
He might have got in. He might
did get in for a Pender touchdown. Jaden Lee fights for it and picks it up there at the end.
He can motor. He had the jets on there, man.
Deceptively quick through the line.
Okay.
He picks his way through the grass.
Sort of untouched there.
Yeah. Once he gets through the tall grass, he goes to the outside, makes that move, and just gets into the end zone.
Well, the only reason he went in is because when he went down, he fell on top of the defender, and then he rolled into the end zone.
22-6 our score, 9:34 to go here in the first half.
They got homecoming at halftime too, Kevin. Saw a lot of young ladies dressed up, ready to go around the track, vying for the homecoming queen.
Yeah, I think 3 people moved and the ball wasn't snapped, Brett.
Yeah, the whole left side of the offensive line jumped on that one. You can't.
I heard this one last Monday night. Legal procedure, everyone but the center.
Yeah. They try to make it interesting. You watched any Major League Baseball? Any playoffs?
Didn't get a chance to, Brett. I watched the football game last night.
Okay.
I'm a Cowboys fan, so watching the Eagles go down was always a pleasure.
Well, we got the National League Series and the American League Series coming up. That's my special time of year.
Do you have any good cards yet, Brett?
Oh, yeah. Hit some good ones this week.
Pitch to the outside.
Nice play. 51 comes up, makes a big stick.
Jeffrey Robbins with a hat on the ball and the defender, and he went nowhere.
Wow. That too got stopped.
That's the definition, Brett, of a form tackle.
Yep. That was about as good as Quinlan Hammond tackled Mr. Lee last week after the West Columbus game. Did you see the end of that film?
I noticed that.
I thought that was tackle of the week by Quinlan Hammond. But
I'm amazed he didn't split his pants doing that.
Ooh, I tell you. Well, hey, he's getting there. He's working on it. They're actually traveling to Trask tonight to play. So South Columbus had a long ride, and Whiteville is playing. Who'd you say, Kevin?
West Columbus.
West Columbus. I'd love to get a score on that. Maybe Franklin can find us one and send it to us.
Harrell with the kickoff once again. Taken by Faulkner, dances his way through, refuses to go down, still up, and he'll be taken down at about the 36, 37-yard line. Faulkner, a tough runner, does not want to go down. He will fight for every single yard, Brett. Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing.
East Columbus takes over here. Let's see if they can put it in the end zone. Got the crowd pumped up a while ago with that 70-yard touchdown pass. Let's see what they can do this time.
First and 10 Gators on the 35-yard line. Plenty of time, Brett, 9:25 to go here in the first half to get themselves back in this ballgame. Stewart once again the quarterback for East Columbus. Low snap, handoff up the middle. Nothing happening up the middle. Credit the stout defensive line of Pender.
Yeah, no holes opened up there for the Gators. Going to get about maybe back to the line of scrimmage. So going to be 2nd down and 10.
2nd and 10. East Columbus still trying to figure out just how they want to attack that tight defense of Pender. A lot of green space to the left-hand side of the field, Brett. You got to kind of wonder at some point, are they going to try that pass again?
They're daring East Columbus to throw it. So you got to throw if they're going to dare you to throw it. But your line's got to give you time to get the ball off.
Stewart gets.
See, I mean, 57's back there in the backfield. Nobody touches 57.
Javante Brown with the pressure, quarterback forced to throw. I think he got a hand on it because it came out kind of awkwardly and just died before it got to the receiver.
That's just like on the offensive line. You have a responsibility that you're supposed to block, and everybody's got to block that responsibility.
I think maybe, a backside bootleg might be open here.
I think the draws, you don't see the draw an awful lot in high school football, but Jack Holly used to run it to perfection. A draw would kill that defense there.
Stewart once again the shotgun on 3rd and 10. Gets the snap, drops back.
He's
got
again.
Another pass.
He's got to turn it on, though.
Pass intended for number 22, C.J. Waddell, just out of his reach. And if he connects, it's the same play they scored the touchdown on the first time, Brett. Just a bit out of his reach.
They're going to come back to that play again because, Kevin, that was open. That was open, just overthrew him just a little bit there.
And basically, if you're Pender right now, Brett, you're playing a game of chicken. You're betting you can get to the quarterback before he can get that pass to the receiver.
Yep. Looks like East Columbus is going to punt here. I can promise you that if it was Russell Dove, there wouldn't be a punt here. He's going for it.
4th and 10 on the 35-yard line, and Russell Dove would go for it. And probably Lamont Williamson at this point.
Let's see if he can get it off. Pender coming, trying to block that punt there.
Decent snap.
He gets it away. Nice job.
Punt
nice
by East
job.
Columbus. Getting the shooter's roll all the way down to about the 40 of Pender. Look for all the world like that thing was going to be blocked. There was 9 guys in the backfield, but credit the punter for getting that thing off.
Wonder if we'll see illegal man downfield tonight. We saw it a lot last week.
Aaron Mitchell with the punt.
And did find out that is a penalty now.
I did find out.
Yeah.
I heard that myself, and I was amazed to believe that.
I don't really understand why that would be loss of down, but, it is. The officials were correct in that call last week.
We apologize.
Even Richard Gore wrote me and said, when did that become a loss of down? So
that must be a North Carolina rule.
Well, we usually go by the National Federation.
Handoff
rules.
up the middle. He's going a long way. Number 8 for Pender.
Robinson again.
Once again with a 23-yard run. It'll be 1st and 10 Patriots on the Gator 33.
That might have put Robinson over 100 yards for the night. I know he's carrying the mail an awful lot.
8 minutes to go here in the first half. Pender up by 16 and driving once again, Brett. If you're East Columbus, how do you get a stop?
You're probably getting really tired defensively now because you've been on the field an awful lot.
Quarterback keeper around the right side. He picks his way for 1st down yardage, and he'll go all the way to the end zone. Pender, touchdown.
Nice job by number 2 for Pender, Antonio Bay. Quarterback takes it himself. That's the senior. 5'10", 170.
And I'm guessing we're coming back, Brett, because the down sticks haven't moved, and I see a little bit of laundry on the field.
Oh, yeah, that's never positive.
I've never seen a team happy about laundry on the field, except for the team that the penalties, going against the other side.
Is that unsportsmanlike? He did this. Touchdown's good. Okay, that was unsportsmanlike after the play. After the play. So the touchdown's going to be good.
I'm guessing maybe it might be a taunting call.
It may have been, or a hit or a punch behind the – I don't know.
We're not getting a whole lot of signals from this officiating crew.
No, their mechanics need a little bit of work. Leaves everybody in suspense. Had a chance to talk to Bobby Godwin earlier today, athletic director here at East Columbus, doing a real good job. Used to be over at South Columbus with me. Give a shout out to Mr. Bobby Godwin.
Let's give a shout out to this officiating crew who was having a nice long conversation, Brett. Probably wondering where they can get sausage dogs at halftime, but I don't know if they have them over
West
here.
Columbus. They probably haven't been told.
That could be.
But they might have. Well, they got hot dogs over here because Mr. Bobby Godwin sent me up a hot dog earlier. Mr. Kevin Toman had food already up here and didn't have anything for me, so I had to go fend for myself. That's okay, though.
Yeah, but I paid for mine. I contributed to the take at East Columbus.
I've paid my dues time after time.
The
I did
officials
my
are
sentence,
yeah.
but committed no crime.
The officials are wondering where everybody's going, and now they're going to talk to each of the coaches.
Well, as long as these officials are taken, we have to find something to fill the time here. So it's actually going to be touchdown good, and then I'm assuming they're going to mark it off from the go for two.
No, he's brought it to the 2.5-yard line.
Well, so there was no penalty, or they're going to do it on the kickoff.
Probably on the kickoff. I'm assuming.
But the next play is the
I'm assuming it's a personal foul.
Mm-hmm.
If it's against East Columbus, they would enforce on the kickoff.
Okay, I thought it was against Pender.
Don't know.
Okay, nobody's told us yet. Maybe we'll just have to guess. So there. All right, Pender's going to go for 2 or kick a field goal from the 2 here. Up 28-6 with 7:40 remaining in the second quarter.
And we have no idea what the penalty was. I guess we'll find out on the kickoff. So stay tuned here on the Columbus County Sports Network.
Maybe they should just rock, paper, scissors to see who gets the penalty.
1 potato, 2 potato?
Yep, that always solves everything. Here we go. Pender's going to go for 2 here. I'm going to call
I think
Mr.
I'm
Robinson's name.
Yep.
Yeah. The Kelvin Show. No.
Goes back to pass, throws it inside to number 17, Tim Randolph. Randolph gets to 2, and it is now 30-6.
Nice post pattern.
In favor of Pender with 7:40 to go here in the first half. Been an interesting first half, Brett.
Yeah, it has.
A lot of stops and starts. East Columbus, with their opportunities, could be in this ball game at this point, if not for a couple of mental breakdowns.
So, Kevin, no penalty or anything was assessed anywhere because it's not being assessed here. So, was the penalty waived off?
They're supposed to go like this if it's waved off.
Woo. Maybe we need to send this film in.
There we go.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Now we're marching it off.
Okay.
Unsportsmanlike against Pender.
So it was against Pender.
Yes, it was.
Okay. That's what I thought.
I see they had to line them up, then to assess the penalty. So Pender now kicks off from the 25 of Pender, and East Columbus should get pretty good yardage off of this. The only problem I'm seeing right now is look at the gap between the first line and the second line.
Well, I don't think East Columbus knows that they moved the ball back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's so much gap in between. If they pooch kick this thing, East Columbus is in trouble.
Okay, we got timeout here for Pender, I think, or maybe an official timeout to check and see if the hot dogs are about ready.
Yeah, maybe they were trying to let Bobby Godwin know they're just about ready.
That's got to be a timeout.
Pender,
and see, we're not getting any kind of call from the officials here. They just wave their hands up in the air like they just don't care.
And we don't like to do that, Brett.
No,
we don't, we want to give the best possible, of everybody involved. I mean, I'm not Troy Aikman. This isn't, Joe Buck here, and we're trying to give the positive to this thing, but,
Hey, I played like Troy Aikman back in the day, in my first life.
You two had several concussions.
Yeah. Oh, you can't talk junk about your man from the Dallas Cowboys, can you? Is he your favorite quarterback, Dallas Cowboys quarterback?
Of all time?
Yeah.
No, I was actually, and you're going to think this is crazy, I was a Danny White fan.
Oh, okay.
I was actually also a Tony Romo fan.
Okay.
Gary Hogaboom was okay.
Now, what's the guy back in the 70s? What was his name?
Roger Staubach.
Yeah, I remember him back in the 70s. with Tom Landry.
Faulkner takes the ball. He's picking his way past midfield. Ball taken to about the 45, where East Columbus will take over 1st and 10.
Good field position for the Gators here. Let's see if they can get something going.
East Columbus, they're going to be sick when they watch this tape of the first half, Brett. It's the tale of coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah, I don't know what the exact penalty yards are, but it's actually pretty big for both sides. Let's see if the rest of this game can calm down a little bit and we can see a little bit better football.
Now, we will be here next week, Brett, as the South Columbus Stallions come in to take on the Gators in another one of those crosstown rivalries, Brett, that's got a lot of juice to it.
Yeah, I may or may not be here. Like I said, we got regionals next week in Burlington, so, I'll try to make it back. Don't want you to feel lonely up here without me.
Yeah, but if anybody can talk for two, it'd be me. But Franklin Davis, if you're out there, the opera's there if you want to come and relive the glory days.
Sounds good to me.
Faulkner picking his way through, picks up about 3 or 4.
He's trying to go, man. He's trying to pull that foot out of that tackler's hands, and about got free there.
Also talked to Rod Likens today. Rod said he's going to try and make it. He didn't know if he was going to be in Raleigh next week, so we got some options out there, but come on, it'll be old home week.
Yeah.
What do you call those retro games?
Those old throwbacks?
The throwback games. The old-timers game.
Yep. Stallions will be coming over here to visit the Gators.
Okay.
This has been a slow game.
Official, I think, is taking Faulkner out of the game because he is limping quite a bit.
What, the official's limping too? Something about a face mask, or he's...
I think he put his face mask back on to talk to the official.
Oh, okay, I got you. Timeout.
East Columbus decides to take timeout, give so they can put Faulkner right back in.
Well, they might have told him you can either take a timeout or it's going to be a penalty. I don't know.
Well, I'm guessing the way Faulkner was walking, that they were going to make him sit out of play.
Yeah.
And they'd rather take the timeout so we can go right back in.
Because you can't take those timeouts over to the second half. Sure
would be nice. Because I know a couple of coaches from West Columbus who would like to have had 2 or 3 in their pocket going into that last series last week.
Yeah, that's the importance of keeping some timeouts, because you never know. That's why you used to do in basketball, Kevin. I used my timeouts as a time to give kids breathers, or if you get, tied up or whatever, we can go straight to a timeout and we can get the ball back. So we used to use them really strategically.
And the clipboard breaking was just...
I've never broken the clipboard. I remember North Brunswick.
I'm going to stand back over here, Brett. I want to make sure I don't get hit by the lightning.
Yep. And then my protege, Megan Storm, she carried on the tradition after me. She broke a bunch herself. So that was just a way to get my frustrations out, get my team motivated. All of my technicals, all of my clipboard breaking, it was very, methodical. I knew what I was doing, just trying to get, my kids pumped up. I was always in control, Kevin.
And then the first thing he did right after the game was go talk to his kids about sportsmanship, folks.
I apologized.
2nd and 8 for the Gators on the 43-yard line. Sorry, 43-yard line. Oh, snap. Ball handed off to Faulkner.
Looks like he tried to reverse, but they just blew it up in the backfield, Kevin.
Too many defenders, too deep in the backfield. You had number 57, Javonta Brown, and number 20, I think it's number 25, Julius Yasir, deep into the Gator backfield. And that's what I was talking about, blowing it up before they have a chance to get to that mesh.
Your key right now is, if you're East Columbus, offensive line, you got to block. You got to keep the defensive line from getting into the backfield.
3rd and 13 for the Gators. And I'm guessing, Brett, if I had to get my crystal ball out, they're going to look to go back to that pass.
Yeah, I'm sure they will, because, even though they missed it the second time, it was right there. So, you got him split out here. You got face coverage, so if you can get by, you can be open.
You got twins right for the Gators, one split left. Stewart around the right corner, looks to pass the ball, has to pull it down in the hands of a number. If I can get that number here. He's got to turn this way.
There's a whole herd of them, Kevin.
55. Number 55, Mecca Carbordeaux. does not let anything happen. Slam Stewart to the turf, and it's going to be fourth in a long way for the Gators.
If you're East Columbus and you can cut back on that penetration, it's going to open your offense up a lot. And let's see if they can do that here in the second half.
5:19 to go here in the first half. East Columbus looking to punt the ball away once again.
It's actually been a long game, Kevin. What time is it?
8:27.
You got 20:27. What's that mean?
Military time.
Oh, man. Your dad must have been. Oh, fake punt.
East
Got him.
Columbus with a little trickery.
Nice.
He's got a
Nice
chance.
play.
Does not quite get
No.
it to the yardage needed, but
Great
credit
play.
East Columbus with a great play call. And Pender takes over on about their own 40, which is about as far as a punt probably would have taken him, Brett.
Was that the punter that threw that ball?
I think it was.
Wow, that was a nice toss. Just a little bit short there, and the Pender Patriots are going to take over on downs.
With 4:43 to go here in the first half, Brett, I mean, I don't see any reason if you're Pender to go away from what you've been doing.
No, I mean, you're going to give it to your DeMonte Hill. No, not Kelvin Robinson. It's been the Kevin Robinson show. Look for him to get it in. Quarterback, maybe keeper. There it is, that quarterback keeper with the pitch. Nice pitch.
Dangerous pitch.
Yeah.
He takes it around the right corner, ducking and diving, and goes out of bounds on about somewhere close to the 30-yard line.
Jaden Lee again getting upfield. You know, thing about that is it takes a lot of practice to run that play there.
I mean, talk to us a little bit about. I mean, it's almost a blind pitch in the pit. In a lot of thorns right there. You got to trust that pitch, man.
I think of Remember the Titans when the Sunshine says, "I can't make that pitch, Coach. I can't make that pitch." It's a tough play. You got to bend down. You got to bend your knees. You got to throw it right behind you, and it's just a work of art.
1st and 10, Pender from the Gator 29. Hand it off to the up back number 8, Robinson. Robinson picking up another 8 yards, and he'll continue to grind this clock, which
carried about 6 Gators with him on that tackle.
I mean, you got to love the way Robinson runs. I mean, nothing fancy, just good, hard, straight up and down running, turns his shoulders in the hole, and picks up positive yardage every time he touches the rock.
Yeah, you know, he's, like I say, he's about 200 pounds. You know, it's tough to bring down a 6'1", 200-pound kid. Good job, keeps his feet moving, keeps his head up, body weight forward. What you want in a running back.
Once again, around the left-hand side with that triple option, quarterback keeper.
That's got to be a penalty there, but.
No, he's slinging it by the jersey. He didn't grab into the top.
Okay, all right.
But
Can you tackle him by the neck of the jersey?
No, you can throw him by the jersey.
Okay.
But you can't grab into the upper part, into the neck, and then pull him straight down by it.
Okay, all right.
3:39 to go here in the first half. Awful close to first down yardage. Officials looking at it decide.
I think they're going to move them.
Yeah, they're going to move them. It'll be first down Pender with 3:39 to go.
You know, East Columbus, it's big for them right here to make a stop going into the second half.
I'm going to tell you right now, Brett, I'm going to give a shout-out to the Pender offensive line. Those big hosses up front just aren't letting any kind of penetration from East Columbus.
That's going to be offsides on the Gators. Number
22
tried to time it there.
Mm-hmm. Waddell trying to get any advantage he can, and just jumps us across.
Well, the person doing the chains already knew it was 5 yards, but the referees, they got to confer on that. I think everybody in the stadium knows that's offsides, but you think they're talking about those sausage dogs again?
It could be.
Okay.
They say, the game's getting out of hand. We're probably going to have a running clock in the second half. You think one of y'all can run down to Saragordo, pick us up the sausage dogs, and just grab us on the way back?
Seems like I can smell them over here, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I have some bratwurst in the refrigerator at home. I might cook them up this weekend.
No, I'll tell you what I'm excited about, Brett. Next Friday night, we're here at East Columbus, but the following day, you got the Yam Festival going on, and it is Stallion Classic time.
That's right.
And I do love me some funnel cake and some fried Oreos.
That's right. Exciting time for Tabor City. The Yam Festival is back. It was canceled last year, and now it's time to come back again with that tradition.
1st and 5 for the Patriots. The ball on about the 10-yard line. Backside handoff on the counter. Ducks and dives.
Nice move by 3. There's a flag there, Kevin.
Jaden Lee with the touchdown, but it looks like it might be coming back.
These officials going to have to ice down their arms at halftime, throwing all these flags. Holding.
So we're going to try that once again. Lee, the right play was called, but I think it was that outside receiver trying to block downfield.
Yeah.
Just grabs a hold of his man.
Yeah, that stalk block sort of got up in his jersey and actually held on to it. I think when the cornerback turned, he didn't let go. You got to let go if they turn.
I mean, did you get a chance to take your kids to the Ag Fair this week?
Actually, I did last night. I took them to the Columbus County Fair. We had a great time. Sean stayed at home. I took them, and they burnt through all my money in my pocketbook in about an hour.
And loved every minute of
it. They loved throwing those darts at those balloons. They didn't want to ride rides, though.
Hand off to the upback, number 8, and that is Robinson. Robinson takes it all the way to the end zone for the Pender touchdown.
That's going to make it 36-6 here.
I mean, right now, East Columbus just with no answer for Kelvin Robinson.
Kelvin Robinson.
2:49 to go here in the second quarter, Brett. Pender with 36 on the board, and East Columbus is still trying to figure out that triple option. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen a lot of teams figure it out yet this year.
Well, you know what? You can't simulate that in practice. I'm sure that East Columbus tried to simulate that triple option, but you cannot simulate that triple option unless you've run it an awful lot. So they're seeing it, in real time here, and it's hard for them to adjust to it.
Pender gets a 2-point conversion. Our score now 38-6. 2:49 to go here in the first half. And Brett, we're getting close to homecoming time. Unfortunately, you and I did not, we were not, nominated this year for Homecoming King. I do believe you might have won for Mr. Congeniality.
Maybe so. I wonder if East Columbus does a Homecoming King. I know West does.
West does, South does not. And I believe East does.
Okay. All right. We'll see tonight.
This is once again, the third leg of our homecoming trifecta this year. And had a chance this week, Brett, and sat down today working on the basketball schedule. That's right. Columbus County School high school basketball games of the week will be coming up. We'll have one game in December, and we'll kick off big time in January.
He fell on it. It's going to be East Columbus. Go ahead, Kevin.
We'll kick off January, I believe it's the 7th, with 6 straight weeks of great high school basketball.
Woo. We're going to have to change our mindset and start thinking about dribbling the ball, putting it in the hole. So there's a big difference coming up. But, the good thing about it is we are following, football with basketball. We're getting back into traditionalism.
Exactly.
And, it's exciting for, all these kids. We're peeping out of the dark hole now.
And I'm telling you, I'm excited, Brett, because our next couple of weeks, we got Pender this week. We don't really get to see them very often. Next week, you have South Columbus at East Columbus to be followed up by our final football game of the year, Whiteville at South. Yep. We're getting to the time where it's getting excited to be a high school football fan here in Southeast North Carolina. Nice play on the tight end dump to number 80, Aiden Graham.
And there's Graham's family down there, Kevin. They got the Graham shirts on. They're hollering. Good job. Way to represent.
You can always tell where the family's sitting.
That's right. That's my boy. I like that.
Way to stand up and support these young kids, giving us everything they have each and every Friday night.
Yeah, see a good crowd here for the Gators. Looking good.
Nice to see, Brett, people just coming back out and watching games these days, getting the community involved.
Oh, nice throw.
Somehow he gets the ball to Faulkner. I thought for sure, A, he was sacked, and B, the ball was intercepted. And he gets the ball back to the line of scrimmage where it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, most kids would probably just put their head down and maybe tuck that, and he's like, no, I'm going to make something of this.
Credit Stewart. He's shown a lot of toughness this first half, Brett.
He sure has. Sophomore quarterback too, right?
Yep. Another low snap.
Yeah, that's – oh.
Intercepted coming back the other direction.
You can't have that.
You have a penalty on the illegal touch, but it doesn't matter because it's intercepted, and we'll go back the other direction with Pender in the football with 1:03 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, it just took a bad bounce. He tried to, throw it away, hit one of his linemen in the helmet. Ball goes straight up, right into the hands of the defender for the Pender Patriots.
Okay, Brett, so 1:03 to go, up 38-6. Do you try to score here, or do you just take it down and take it into halftime?
You're still in the first half, Kevin. You're gonna try to score all you can in the first half. That's just usually a rule of thumb there. So they're going to try to put it into the end zone, and they're very capable of an explosive play to score with 1 minute and 3 seconds or 49 seconds, or the clock's running.
And now they've stopped it.
Okay.
That's some interesting things, with the clock and.
Well, you probably should have took that time out with the minute and 9 seconds if you're planning on trying to score. So that's my song right here.
Brett and I are going to be up here having a dance party.
Michael Jackson, that's my man, son.
Brett, that's a heck of a moonwalk you got there.
Well, if they had the camera up here, they could see it. But anyway, I used to practice the moonwalk in my socks on my kitchen floor. I was pretty good at one time. And I could do the worm.
Cool.
Could you ever do the worm? You know what the worm is?
I'm telling you, I don't do a worm so much as a very, very slow caterpillar.
Okay, well, that's what happens when you get a little older.
Or maybe a very sluggish ant.
The worm turns into a caterpillar. I like that. Like I said, we don't like to put ourselves in video up here, but, if we did, we'd show you the caterpillar and the worm.
I was told that you and I have a face made for radio, Brett.
Well, speak for yourself. I try to think mine looks pretty cool.
Brett up here busting a move. I mean,
there's Allison Edwards down there teaching at East Columbus, daughter of Worley Edwards. Like she's getting some homecoming stuff together. Good to see her out.
Once again,
pitch
triple option quarter, to the pitch, and he's going to take it around the corner. He's going to be upended by number 20, it looks like, Tyree Simpson.
Well, he probably should have got out of bounds there, Kevin.
And here's the thing. Do you know how much time that play took?
How much?
None, because it's still 36 seconds left on the clock.
There you go. Hey, that's home field advantage right there, right?
Yeah, but except for the fact that you're on defense.
Well, hey, maybe they need to run some time off the clock. But anyway, number 11 must have known that the clock was not running. There we go again, number 6 up the middle.
That looks to be maybe the last play of the – no, it looks like we got a timeout.
Of course you're going to try to score here. They're going to try to get it in. We'll look for that triple option.
Okay, we're starting the clock once again.
Are they out of timeouts?
I think they just had to stop on the
that's going to be motion.
Yep.
He moved before the snap, but they were just trying to ground the ball there.
But that was also the having to move the chains.
Yeah.
Now with 11 seconds to go, you got one shot to get it to the end zone, Brett.
They're going to run it. They're going to run that triple option. They're going to give it to the pitch man.
But I think South proved last week that with 8 seconds, anything's possible.
That's true.
I'm really enjoying getting to this point in the season, Brett, where these games mean so much and these rivalries start to kick in, and you really see the communities come out and really I mean, these kids get so excited to play in front of these big crowds.
They do, Kevin. What do you think is going to happen here, Kevin? What's your call?
I think either East Columbus is going to stop them or Pender is going to score.
There you go.
I'm hedging my bets because I learned over the last few weeks of watching high school football, you're guaranteed to see something you have never seen.
That's exactly right.
So the minute you think something's guaranteed, Brett.
Yep. I'm going with the option to the pitch man here, just like they've been running. They've been scored. They've been gaining about 20,
I'll tell you what I would do. I would run the triple option. I would fake the pitch.
Okay.
And
keep it, quarterback keep.
Because the quarterback hasn't kept it in a while, and he might catch everybody napping.
Yeah, we'll see right here. This is what makes high school football exciting. Not knowing the outcome before it happens.
Quarterback
they are going to
throw.
He's going to get out of bounds.
Gets out of bounds.
Did he get out of bounds?
He got past the first down stick, I believe, with 3 seconds to go.
You got to get out of bounds there, kid.
Well, the clock stops in high school on the movement of the chains, but they wind it immediately as soon as it's set.
Yep. They better get up there. Unless you're going to call a timeout here. Here's where if you're Pender, you fall down and grab your ankle and say, my ankle's hurt. But they didn't start the clock, did they?
Nope.
Who knows, Kevin?
Triple option.
Got him.
Gets the pitch. He does get into the end zone.
Told you.
With a Pender touchdown.
Told you that triple option was coming. That pitch man was coming. Number 8. There's Robinson again.
Robinson really enjoying his trip to Columbus County, Brett.
You're right. He's racking up some yards tonight. He may even give, autographs at halftime. He may even take officials some sausage dogs.
There you know what? The way he's running, he probably could run down to Saragordo to get you some sausage dogs. 44-6 our score. Looks like we'll probably have a running clock very quickly into the second half.
And they got the 2.
And that is number 2 with Antonio Bay.
There's 12 minutes left to go now.
Yeah. There you go. 46-6 our score. As we go to the half, Brett, we got homecoming festivities coming up for East Columbus, and a lot of interesting football to be played here in the second half.
So sit back and enjoy the ladies coming around on the cars and, see who's crowned the 21-22 homecoming queen for East Columbus.
And I guarantee it won't be either Brett or me.
No, I didn't run this year.
You decided to give somebody else a chance?
Took my name out of the pot,
Uh-huh. Okay, we'll be back for second half action. I'll also talk to the East Columbus JROTC leaders, and we'll get a feel for what that program's all about.
Representing the 9th grade class of 2025, Ms. Shamaya Johnson. The daughter of Deshante Johnson is escorted by Christian Graham. The second representative of the class of 2025 is Ms. Kinsley Wilson. The daughter of Rodney and Sheila Wilson, escorted by Marcus Gordon. The third representative of the class of 2025 is Ms. Lowry Graham. Escorted by Justin Rose. Now for the representatives of the 2024 sophomore class. Miss Shalonda Stanley, daughter of Michelle Stanley, escorted by Christine Brown. The second representative of the class of 2024 is Miss Serenity Shepherd, the daughter of Shamika and Reggie Shepherd, escorted by Kristen Bellamy. The third representative of the class of 2024 is Ms. Kaylee Mitchell, the daughter of Alicia Mitchell, escorted by Justin Williams. Now representing the medical class of 2022, Miss Adonia Steele, the daughter of Latoya Steele, escorted by Kristen Brown. The second representative of the class of 2023 is Miss Katie Wilson, the daughter of Rodney and Sheila Wilson, escorted by Kristen Bellamy. The third representative of the class of 2023 is Ms. Carly Jones, the daughter of Melissa Lee and Shane Jones, escorted by Justin Weathers. The fourth representative of the class of 2023, Miss Kylie Sage Lewis, the daughter of Tony and Lisa Lewis, escorted by Marcus Bellamy. Next are our senior class representatives, class of 2022. The candidates for King and Queen. Up first, Miss Jordan Murray, the daughter of John and Denise Murray, and she resides in Bolton. She plays as captain on the soccer team. She embodies the spirit of East Columbus by being a great leader and being very supportive to my fellow classmates. Ms. Murray is a member of the Lady Gators volleyball and soccer team. During her time at East Columbus, Jordan would say that an important lesson that she has learned is prioritizing. Jordan is escorted tonight by Thomas Williams. Thomas Green is the son of Curly and Cornell Green. Thomas represents the spirit of East Columbus by always constantly communicating with my peers and underclassmen. I strive and push every day to be better for my team. I also was the mascot at the first pep rally we did. During his time at the East Columbus, Thomas has been a member of the varsity soccer and tennis teams. I was also in theater. I did bowling, I played trumpet and guitar. The lesson he has learned is how to treat people and how to really appreciate the people around him in his community. I go to a three-wheel Holiness church. Next year, Thomas plans to go to UNCG for film production and play soccer. Next, Ms. Rakaya Jacobs. The daughter of Jennifer Brown and Ben Jacobs of Portland. She symbolizes the Holy Spirit by showing up to all of the events. Each event I go to, I show my greatest pride. Rakaya is a member of the National Boat Club, National Honor Society, varsity softball, varsity volleyball, varsity cheerleading, and JROTC. An important lesson Ms. Jacobs has learned while at East Columbus is over the 4 years of high school, I realized that you never know how much you miss school until it was taken away from that school COVID. After graduation, I plan to start my journey into the engineering field. Tonight, Rakaya is escorted by Connor Wade. Connor is the son of Karen Wade and the late Russell Wade. He resides in Harrisburg and emphasizes the spirit of East Columbus through spreading positivity at every opportunity and tries to use his leadership skills to the best of his ability. Connor is also a member of the National Honors Society, Beta Club, a captain of the varsity soccer team, and also plays basketball. While attending East Columbus, a lesson he has learned is during the pandemic, I learned how critical a role school plays in our social development. In his community, Connor attends Hallsboro Church of God. Next year, Connor plans to attend UNCW to play soccer and pursue a career in anesthesiology. Up next, Miss Aubrey McDuffie. The brother of Gina McDuffie and Dan McDuffie of Lake Rockmont. Aubrey symbolizes the spirit of East Columbus by contributing to sports, school activities, and clubs. And I am friendly to everyone. During her time at East Columbus, Aubrey has been a part of FFA, ladies tennis, and varsity softball. An important lesson Aubrey has learned at East Columbus is live your life to the fullest. Have fun, and be kind. Enjoy yourself now, because you can't ever get these years back. In her community, I am a part of Lake Waccamaw United Methodist Church. I want to say a big thank you to my whole family for believing in me and pushing me to do my best my whole life. And a shout out to every single one of them for molding and raising me, because you guys are the reason why I am who I am today. I want to also thank my friends for making high school the best it could be, and my teachers for always pushing me to go above and beyond on all my work. After graduation, Aubrey plans to go to a 4-year university to receive a bachelor's degree in medicine. Tonight, she is escorted by Joanne Martinez. Joanne is the son of Rodolfo and Juana Martinez of the Harrisburg community. Joanne represents the spirit of East Columbus by being student body president, being positive, charismatic, and always wanting to bring pride to the school. Joanne is also the president of the National Honor Society and Beta Club, captain of the soccer and tennis teams. During his time at East Columbus, Joanne has possessed amazing leadership skills and is friendly to all classmates. A lesson he has learned from being at East Columbus is not everyone is as positive as I am. Sharing my light to make someone a little brighter always helps. Next year, Joanne wants to attend a 4-year college to major in business administration. Next up is Tashanti Walker, the daughter of Tanisha Mitchell and Alexander Walker. She resides in the Riverwood community. While at East Columbus, Ms. Walker has embodied school spirit by participating in school events and studying hard. An important lesson Tashanti has learned at East Columbus is no matter how hard things get, you have to be strong, work hard, and stay focused. Post-graduation, she plans to attend cosmetology school. Tonight, she is escorted by Tyrese Livingston. Tyrese is the son of Jalise Livingston at birth. Tyrese represents the spirit of East Columbus by uplifting everyone to do their best, even if they are broken. A lesson he has learned is to hold the lesson the good teachers try to instill in you. In his free time, I hunt and hang out with my friends, all while keeping good grades. Up next, Aaliyah Samaj Dixon is the daughter of Lois Dixon and the late James Cody Dixon Jr., and she resides in Riverwood. Samaj represents the spirit of East Columbus High School. She embodies the spirit of East Columbus with food, enthusiasm. After COVID and the school being shut down, I gained a new stretch and motivation for my school. A, appreciation for my community, school, staff, and peers. S, studious. I put my first foot forward in my academics. T, tenacity. I'm close with my peers, and I love how close we are at East Columbus High School. Ms. Dixon is a member of the varsity volleyball, cheer, and soccer. She is a member of the National Honor Society, the National Senior Beta Club. During her time at East Columbus, an important lesson Samaj has learned is to not take anything for granted. We've been out of school for a very long time, and I truly miss being a normal student. Thank you to everyone who has made it possible to have somewhat of a normal school year. After graduation, Samaj plans to attend college, but has not decided where she would like to attend yet. She is escorted tonight by J.J. Faulkner. Jojo is the son of Jermaine and Yolanda Faulkner of the East Arcadia community. JJ represents the spirit of East Columbus by being a positive influence on his peers and through his fun personality. During his time at East Columbus, he's been on the varsity football, varsity baseball, and varsity basketball teams. A lesson he learns is how to study good. Next year, JJ wants to play baseball and football in college and major in engineering. Samara Campbell, the daughter of Carlos and Tawana Campbell of Farmers Union Community. Samara symbolizes the spirit of East Columbus through her time as a multi-sport athlete, as a varsity volleyball player and varsity softball player. Samara enjoys representing and supporting East Columbus High School athletics. An important lesson Samara has learned at East Columbus is life is too short to worry about what anyone has to say. Just live your life, because in the end, no one can put you in or stop you from going to heaven. Next year, Ms. Campbell plans to attend East Carolina University to obtain her degree in chemistry to prepare for her for a doctorate in pharmacy. She is escorted tonight by J.J. Faulkner. The 2020-2021 Big Man on Campus, Gage Jacobs, will now honor the homecoming queen and win the 2020-2021 homecoming queen. Zay Flowers will recognize the queen's second runner-up and first runner-up and finally crown the new queen. The second runner-up for homecoming king is Joanne Martinez. The first runner-up for homecoming king is Thomas Green. The 2021-2022 homecoming king is J.J. Ladies and gentlemen, the second runner-up for the 2021-2022 homecoming queen is Miss Jordan Murray. For the 2021-22 homecoming queen is Miss Aubrey McDuffie. And now, your 2021-2022 homecoming queen for East Columbus High School is Miss Rakaya. The staff and the East Columbus community congratulate you on this honor and pledge our support and encouragement.
Okay, we are back here at halftime. I'm with First Sergeant James Austin here with the East Columbus ROTC. First Sergeant, let's talk a little bit about the ROTC program. A lot of kids, they hear ROTC, they hear about the physical fitness part of it, but talk about the benefits of the ROTC program at the high school level.
Okay, well, the JROTC program at the high school level, it helps students understand how to manage time. It builds confidence in them, and it lets them be able to be a good public speakers. It teaches them discipline, and also at the same time, it gives them a sense of belonging to something that actually builds and works within the community. So we not only teach about education, we teach about lifelong lessons that they can carry on from here until they go to college. And it actually, if they do JRTC, it goes on their resume for college and their letter, their essay for college, and colleges look at that as a true test of them as an individual, because they know that they're giving back something to the community, something to the school, and also they have skills that other students will not embody.
A lot of opportunities with the JROTC and ROTC program to get scholarships. Also, the GI Bill is also a possibility to get the opportunity to go to college. I mean, and from what I've seen, the ROTC program offers students, especially that student who's still trying to find himself, maybe the opportunity to belong.
Yes, it does. You have students that have they're reserved. We call them introverts. They don't like talking to people. They like to be by themselves. So we put them in challenging situations that will actually help them grow and actually, build their self-confidence, because sometimes they get stunted and be shut down, so they're reserved. But it gives them that ability, that energy to actually step out of their comfort zone and actually become that flower that they should be.
Now, it's not just a lot of marching and a lot of exercise. There are a lot of opportunities that I've seen with the ROTC program. Talk about some of the teams you have, some of the drill teams, some of the rifle teams.
Yes, we have the color guard team, which we had tonight. They presented the colors. That's actually our honor guard team. They go to parades, invited out to do the color guard for parades, different events. We have the rifle team, air rifle marksmanship team. They actually fire in the school. We have a range in the school that they get qualified firing pellets in the school. And then we also have our drill team, which we have multiple drill teams. We have the 7-man squad drill team. Then we have the 12-man platoon drill team, which we have 2 armed and unarmed for both. And then we have our Raider team. Raider team is a very physical fitness challenge team. So your physical fitness, like your athletes, love to do that because it challenges them physically. Not only physically, it challenges them mentally, because they have to build rope bridges, switch seats. They have to cross a bridge. They have to build themselves and carry weight and run. I want to say 5 kilometers, which is about 3 miles they have to run. And then the last thing we have is our we call it a fancy. They actually be able to create a drill themselves and actually present that and compete against other schools.
Talk to us a little about your experience, how you got into the military as a career, and how you ended up at South Columbus, at East Columbus, excuse me, and how long you been there?
Okay, I actually joined in 1997. I joined. I actually got a colorful life history. I dropped out of school, got my GED, and I joined the Army to make a stable life for my daughter. I did 20 years in the service. Got out in 2018, and I got my degree in education. That's what I wanted to do. So, and then I was looking for the school I wanted to go to, and East Columbus came up, and they said, well, go far out to find a stepping stone school to get closer in. But when I came down here, I saw a need that I wanted to actually fulfill, and it's what I love to do. It's just to give back. And I've been here at East Columbus for this is my 3rd year now.
Talk to us a little about the senior leadership and the leadership of the ROTC program. I know it's not just top down. I mean, you obviously as a faculty leader. Talk to us a little about the student leadership that comes and student leadership skills that come from ROTC.
That is a great thing. Our program is actually student led, student run. So the students decide what they want to do. And their command, we got a battalion commander who's over it, or sergeant major who's the second in charge, and then we have company commanders. So they actually do all the planning for all the events, and we just approve it. We monitor them and teach them, but they actually run the program themselves.
So you're obviously getting these kids not only career and college ready, but life ready.
Yes, that's what it's about. It's about lifelong lessons that you learn now that you can apply everything into life once you leave the school.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, First Sergeant. Thanks for
problem.
coming by.
All right.
And good luck the rest of the school year.
Thank you.
We'll be back with second half action here on the Columbus County Game of the Week. Okay, we are back with second half action. Pender to kick off to East Columbus. East Columbus will be going from left to right, and Pender will be going from right to left. Ball taken all the way around the side. He'll look to move it up. He's taken down on about the 39-yard line. And that is number 12 for East Columbus, Alex Melvin. He's brought down by number 11, Tyler Conger for Pender.
Well, if you're East Columbus, good thing is you get the ball back second half. So we'll see what happens.
Again, Brad, we talked about this in the first half. East Columbus had their opportunities. They've had 3 drives in Pender territory, and legitimately this score could be 46-24 right now.
Yeah, it could. Just, some bad breaks for the Gators there, some turnovers, some penalties has led them to only being able to put 6 on the scoreboard.
Fake counter from East Columbus. Throw down deep against again. That pass is open. Just broken up by number 25, Julius Yassir.
Still a lot of contact there on the body, Kevin. I mean,
They're not calling it, so, he's going to keep throwing it up there.
Yeah. And they got a little bit better protection there. They got the wide receiver out a little bit quicker, so that's probably some adjustment they
I think freezing the linebacker with the ball fake was a good idea. They froze the linebackers with a ball fake to number 22, C.J. Waddell. Had to freeze him just for a second. Had the opportunity to complete the pass, just led him a bit too far.
And, again, the reason for that is to try to back Pender up off that ball some.
Pender with a second person 12 yards off the ball. East Columbus with the run. Faulkner picks up a good 4 or 5.
Nice
and it'll
run.
be 3rd and 5 for East Columbus on the 45-yard line. Faulkner named homecoming king at halftime, Brett. I don't know if if he's got the crown under the helmet, Brett, or if he's got somewhere on the sideline with him.
He's probably got somebody guarding it on the sideline over there.
If he's the king, it might be a knight or a knave, maybe a bishop.
Yeah.
3rd and 5 for the Gators on the 45. Once again, Stewart in the shotgun. Twins left, wing right for East Columbus. Draws
Going
back to
deep
pass.
again.
He's
They
throwing
got help this time, though.
just almost.
He caught it.
He caught the ball.
He caught it.
Number 80.
He caught it.
Number 80, Aiden Graham with a heck of a catch in double coverage, Brett.
He caught it. Rolled
How
off,
does he come up with that ball?
rolled off the defender's head, and it fell right in his lap. Look what I found.
And again, East Columbus needing a good break. That might be the impetus for them to get back in this ball game.
Keep throwing it. You got 4 chances on every down to hit it, so go for it.
And if you're a Pender defender, you're still trying to figure out how he caught the ball.
Well, that was payback for that interception over here that happened against East Columbus.
Stewart with a handoff to Faulkner. Ducking and diving, picks up maybe one. Takes the ball to about the 25, 26-yard line.
You can't hit the homecoming king like that. That's not fair.
You should bow down at that point.
That's right.
He's dallied down there going, do you know who I am?
You know, I put my mindset as a coach, and I know my running back is not in the locker room at halftime to talk to him. He's on the field, you know, receiving king accolades. So I'm sure the football coach is a little, you know, bent over about that one.
Okay, East Columbus going quickly.
Ooh,
Fakes
awesome.
the handoff. Nice counter keeper for the Gators. Picks up a couple.
Fumble. Ball's down. I think they called him down. Looked like it came out, though, Kevin.
Ball carried by number 5, Junior Stewart. Nice fake on with a backside keeper. Gain of 5 makes it about.
See if it comes out here. He weren't down.
I think they were calling his forward progress.
Okay. My fault. And that's been a big call here. That when that forward progress stops, that's when they blow it dead. Now, last week, they didn't call all the forward progress. They let them play.
3rd and 10 for the Gators, Brett. And after this play, let's talk a little bit about, you know, what forward progress is and how that's called in a game.
Okay.
3rd and 10 for the Gators. Low snap. Stewart takes it himself. Looking for a receiver downfield. He's going to take it himself. Maybe gain 1 or 2 yards. It'll be 4th down. So talk to us about forward progress. But how is it measured, and how is it, you know, it is so subjective, and it seems like every week it's called differently.
Well, you know, it's more of a safety thing, you know, to make sure that somebody don't come in and hit a running back with a blind shot or something like that. So if the official sees that, you know, the defense has stopped them and they're starting to move back, boom, they blow it dead right there. Even though, you know, a offensive person could maybe turn around and take it back upfield, it's just more of a safety thing.
4th and 11 for the Gators. The ball on about the 33-yard line, or the 27-yard line.
He's got a man.
He's got the fade crowd. Oh, had the ball. All he had to do was catch it. It's just off his fingertips.
Yep, he that was drawn up well, you know, well executed. Just dropped the pass.
And if you're over here, you're wondering how he dropped it. It was kind of dropped in his lap. That is a really tough catch to make, falling away from your body, Brett.
Yeah, that is tough. You know, they had the 4th down play dialed up to get the 4th down. It was there, but just could not convert, and Pender's going to take over.
8:10 to go here in the 3rd. Pender up by 40, 46-6. And Pender scores again, Brett. We will be going with a running clock. Don't want to wish that on any team, but, again, I mean.
Just to let everybody know.
You know, Kelvin Robinson is having a heck of a night here, and you can't see, you know, Pender going away from that.
Nice tackle.
And unfortunately, they fall right off top of him, and he just keeps his legs moving.
Yep. Nobody checked in there, Kevin. You'll notice that East Columbus Gator came up, made the tackle, had him wrapped up, and nobody came to help. It's like they were sitting back saying, good job, good tackle, and he got away again. You got to check in.
I don't think Robinson's been taken down on first contact at all this ballgame.
I don't think so. I don't think so. He's done really well. He probably got homecoming king at his school.
More than likely.
He's got my vote. Toss to 11.
Toss to number 11, Tyler Conger. Conger around the right side picks up good yardage for the Patriots, and it'll be a 1st down Pender. Unfortunately, there is laundry on the field. Low block will be coming back the other direction.
And so, you know what? Different officials focus on different things. I hadn't seen that call all year, and that's the 2nd time you've seen it tonight. So I think different officials, you know, focus on different things there.
Talk to us a little bit, Brett. I mean, we talk about this a lot in baseball. Adjusting to how the game is being called.
That's right. You know, you got to see what the officials will let you by with, and, you know, even though it may be something you're not supposed to do, if they're not calling it, then take advantage of that. You know, back when I coached basketball, I would figure out how referees call games, and if they didn't call much underneath, we were more physical underneath. So.
Once again, up the middle for the Patriots, picking up 1st down yardage once again is
Faulkner.
Is Robinson.
No, Robinson. I'm looking on my Doritos are in the way, Kevin. Sorry. My Doritos were covering up my pen.
It's that nacho cheese. It distracts from everything.
Well, I hope you guys can't smell my breath through the radio mic here.
1st and 10 for the Patriots. The ball on the 47-yard line. Pender once again on the march. And
just been tough for East Columbus to stop Pender all night.
Pender content to keep the ball on the ground. All the way around the corner is Conger once again. Conger getting first down yardage, and he is one tough hombre to bring down.
See, now that's an instance where his progress was stopped, but it wasn't stopped enough, and they didn't blow it dead. And he tried to take off again and actually lost some yardage by trying to reestablish.
Correctly, as you said, he initially had the first down yardage, brought the ball back behind the sticks in the attempt to evade his,
And most of the time, you're not going to gain any yards more by tracking back. Your best thing to do is just put your head down, try to gain that.
You see that a lot in middle school ball, Brett, where these kids, you have some kids who are just more athletic than other teams. But it's really tough to get away with that the higher levels you go in football.
Right.
Second and about 2 for the Patriots.
And that'll probably be something that he'll be, discussed with next week in practice. Nice tackle by 34 if he can hold on to him. And everybody checks in. There we go.
Number 34, Levi Zikapus. Zikapus, held on for dear life and prayed somebody was coming to help.
Yeah.
Somebody finally did.
I see some Zigafus jerseys down there in the stands there, Kevin. 34. Zigafus is actually a guy that coached at Hallsboro for a long time. Maybe his grandson or something like that.
Dick and his wife, I believe.
Okay.
Sue Zigafus, a longtime softball coach at Hallsboro Middle.
That's right.
See, I've been around a while, too.
Yeah, you have.
First and 10 for the Patriots.
Hope you're going to be around a lot longer. At least another 60 years.
Well, if I get the diet right. Hand off to Kelvin once again. Kelvin deep into the secondary.
He just turns it on. He hits another gear, Kevin.
It's very rarely, Brett, that you see a back accelerate as they're going downfield.
Yeah.
I mean, usually they take off fast and they kind of, put it in a coast as they get further down the field. It seems like Robinson, when he gets into that secondary, throws it into that, throws the hammer down, and it's hard to bring him down.
It's like he turned the nitrous on. Like his drag strips hit that nitrous, and it goes, baby.
First and 10 on about the 23-yard line of East Columbus. Pender once again driving. Odd-looking play does tend to work for Pender.
11 went backwards.
And now he's around the left-hand side, heading toward the goal line, cuts inside, and he scores for Pender.
They do a good job running their offense, Kevin.
Tyler Conger with the Pender touchdown.
You called Conger's name a lot during that series there, Kevin. Didn't hear it a lot in the first half, but, got the mail a bunch of times that time and went to the post office and cashed in.
This Pender team reminds me a lot of South Columbus. They had a close ball game when those two teams played, and there's just so many running backs. It just seems like teams like this they don't, they don't rebuild, they reload.
Yeah. Actually, that win that South Columbus got over Pender was something that actually kick-started them and their season going. So, credit that game for what South Columbus has done over the last couple of games.
Let's see. Once again now, Pender going for the two-point conversion. Knocked out before the 2, and it'll remain 52-6.
Yeah, I don't think you got it there, Kevin.
Now, last I heard, Brett, it was 28-7 West Columbus losing to Whiteville in the third quarter, and 26-2 South Columbus over Trask.
Okay.
So
probably what we expected, from those games.
Whiteville once again head and shoulders above the crowd.
Yeah.
And the Waccamaw, I think it's Waccamaw now.
Yeah, it is.
Waccamaw Conference is, the crown is theirs to lose at this point, and they're going to have 2 stern tests coming up. But, it's hard to look past that Whiteville team now.
J.P. Price has just done an awesome job over there with the Wolfpack. He's made them stronger. He's made them faster. That was his, dad's philosophy, and he's carried on his dad's philosophy over there too. The Whiteville Wolfpack, and those kids believe that. Whiteville is looking at, going all the way. That is their goal this year.
And you have West Columbus in the next couple of weeks playing East. Really big ball game there. That's going to be fought tooth and nail because both of these programs on the way up. Nice to see West rebounding this year.
Yeah, and there is a big difference in the playoffs this year, Kevin. In the years past, you've had a 2A and a 2AA playoff. Now you only have one. There's just a 2A playoff. So instead of 8 state champions, we're going back to the traditional 4.
Not to mention, you're looking at East Columbus, I believe, is 1A, Brett, as is West Columbus. There are only 32 teams playing high school football in 1A.
Wow.
So all these teams are guaranteed at least one playoff game.
Wow, I did not realize there was only 32 1A teams.
Now, that being said, we have 1:48 to go here. In the games, East down by a bunch. I think you're going to start to see a lot of players start to filter in and out because East with a big ball game against South Columbus next week and West Columbus the week after, and those 2 games will determine a lot for East Columbus and where if they get to play a home game, and if not, how far they have to travel.
Going back to the classifications thing, there is talk that maybe the next alignment North Carolina will go to 5 levels, 1A through 5A.
And I honestly think that's probably a good idea at this point.
Because there's not enough 1A teams. So I think that's probably going to be the route that they're probably going to go.
1:04 to go. East Columbus with the football loses a couple of, going the wrong direction on first down. It is now second and about 14. Stewart doing a nice job. I mean, he's put East Columbus in positions to make plays. East Columbus maybe just a hair here and there. And I think East Columbus may be a year away from serious contention, Brett, but you can see a lot of positives on this team.
Mm-hmm. You see a lot of youth. And, if your youth can come through and then get some experience, and that's going to help them next year. Oh, 57. Oh, my goodness. They don't call a flag on that? Yeah, there they go.
Yeah.
That's got to be excessive.
Just a little bit excessive.
But just no blocking there, Kevin. I mean, you see this this linebacker from Pender just coming through. Nobody touched him. And that's tough on running backs there, Kevin. If your line's not blocking, it's tough to gain yards. You talk about great running backs. Great offensive lines lead to great running backs.
3 quarters in the books here in the Swamp and Gator country. Pender leading 54-6. And Brett, obviously, this one's kind of out of hand. What can be gained in the next 12 minutes if you're a Gator fan or a Gator athlete?
Well, if you're a Gator right now, the worst thing you can do is just give up. I mean, you've got to play till the final whistle happens. You got to go hard. I saw a couple of injuries that had occurred to the Gators. But you got to go hard. I mean, you can't say it's over. You got to work on things maybe for next week and build on those things.
They talk a lot about sports, Brett, and they say, that, sports builds character. I think sports also reveals character. Mm-hmm. Tell me what you can learn about a young man or a young woman, student athlete, in times like these.
Well, I think we see it a lot, Kevin. You look at the demeanor of high school students on a football field, on a basketball field, and when adversity comes around, you see the ones that's either hanging their head or you see the ones that's either pumping each other up. And, it's the kids that's pumping each other up when there's diversity that is going to be the leaders. And you don't like for any kid to hold their head down. And that's what coaches are there for. Coaches are there for get your head up. Let's work on some positives. Let's find some positives. And that's what you're going to see here with the Gators when this next this 12 minutes.
I mean, you've had the opportunity to work with young men and young women, and there are a lot of great coaches in Columbus County who do a lot of good things with character with young men and young women.
Yep. And that's part of it, Kevin. I mean, just a lot of my guys and kids and students have came back to me, not necessarily for what I've taught them in the classroom, but how I've taught them to act and respect and stuff like that. And that's, shows a big part of what you do in school.
Now, having said that, Brett, let's talk about your young ladies on the tennis team. Heard that they recently threw a shower for you and Sean, expecting, another addition to the Burroughs family. Mm-hmm. And one of the great things about sports, especially in Columbus County, is these teams, these groups of kids and their coaches, they really become like family.
They do. I'm going to tell you, I look back on a lot of players that I've coached over the years, and they all have a special place in my heart. None of them is more than the other. I think about groups from 20 years ago, and I think about groups from this year. And, you have that same feeling, and they have that same respect for you. When they see you, they thank you for the things you've done. And it's a family atmosphere. Like I told mine the other day, I'm leaving this family tonight and headed back to my other family when I get home. And I truly believe that these kids feel that, you as a coach is a role model for them, and they really actually look up to you.
Okay, 4th and about 4, maybe 5 for East Columbus. Once again, the running clock down to 10.5 to go here in the ball game.
Yeah, like I say, Kevin did say we have a running clock, so it's going to go a lot faster.
Speaking of a running clock, final from Whiteville, West Columbus, Whiteville 63, West Columbus 7.
Whew. That just shows the total dominance of the Whiteville Wolfpack. I have to give it to them. I give them credit when credit's due. Firing on all cylinders, Kevin.
Speaking of firing on all cylinders, Kelvin Robinson showing it on the defensive end, races in the backfield, sacks Stewart for about a 12-yard loss on 4th down, and we're heading back the other direction.
Yeah.
And Stewart's like, did you catch the name of that truck?
Yeah, I mean, just if you go back and you look at any keys to this game and what you can improve on if you're the East Columbus Gators, the first place you've got to look at is your offensive line. You've got to go and tell your linemen that, hey, guys, we've got to give our backs some time to do what they need to do. You can run back drills all night long, but if you cannot keep that penetration from happening,
I'm looking at that defensive line for Pender, and you're talking about junior, senior, junior, senior, junior, senior. And it's hard when you're a sophomore, junior, to play against guys that have 2, 3, and 4 years of experience.
Right. And, Kevin, we got a little bit of time. You were so excited today before we came in. You had a new restaurant open up near your house, and very excited.
Literally a quarter mile from my house, basically from one end of this football field from the other. I live from the Chick-fil-A in Charlotte.
Wow, I bet you'll be eating a lot of breakfast there.
Oh, absolutely. The problem is right now, as number 3, Jaden Lee, carries the ball around the left side for another first down. The problem we had, Brett, is I have to leave my house usually about 6:15-ish to get to Columbus County. I live, again, in Charlotte. I'm up at 5:30, out of my door by 6:15. It opens at 6, and literally it was 7 deep on both sides of the drive-through, Brett, at 6:15, 6:20 in the morning.
Wow. And I want to give out a shout-out to McDonald's this week. McDonald's actually treated all of the educators this week to a free breakfast. I want to thank you to the McDonald's Corporation for doing that for the educators.
A reminder, while we also have the opportunity, quarterback keeper around the left-hand side, he'll pick up about 6 or 7 before being driven forcefully back, and it'll be second down for the Patriots. Reminder that this is, as of today, the end of the first 9 weeks for the high schools. Report cards will be coming out next Friday.
Thanks for reminding me, Kevin.
I did my grades and turned my grades in this afternoon before I left.
Okay, all right. I'm glad
that's the only reason I'm bringing that up.
Okay,
mine are done.
That was just a subliminal way of saying, Coach Burrows, get your grades in.
And I'm sure there's a couple, bookkeepers down at both of our schools that want to make sure that gets done.
Ooh. Pender taking it up the middle again. East Columbus checking in a little bit. They got a little life on defense there, stopping them for only gaining of about 3 yards here.
Again, a growth opportunity for East Columbus in that they're still fighting, Brett.
They are.
There's not a quit in this East Columbus team.
Especially on the defensive side of the ball. You still see them, getting to the ball. And I'm sure a lot of those players on that defensive side are also offensive players. So they always say it's more fun to play defense anyway because it's like legalized fighting.
Yeah. No, I can tell you, Brett, it's nice to see the numbers on this East Columbus team. You were used to seeing them with only 2 or 3 kids on the sidelines. Nice to see them get more numbers.
Looks like number 3 is going to march in.
Number 3, Jaden Lee. He'll take it in for the Pender touchdown, and our score now is 60-6.
Well, you know what? When I came over here, I didn't think it would be, this type of scoring by the Pender Patriots, but they've actually put on a show offensively for us here tonight, Kevin.
And they've done it, Brett. They haven't, thrown 30-yard bombs downfield. They haven't run reverses and flea flickers or multiple formations. It's one of the things I like to see, Brett, is these teams come up and say, this is what we're going to run. You have to stop it. You have to play disciplined football to beat us and beat us at our own game.
You know, Kevin, I may come back over here this way tomorrow. I went by the Maze Craze place here at Lake Walkenwall, Hallsboro, a good fun fall festival area with a corn maze and some rides for kids and stuff. I've seen it advertised, so, you know, I may bring my kids out here to see that. So we're excited about that.
So if you get a chance, you know, come down, get an autograph from Bette Burrows. one of the two voices of Columbus County sports.
There we go. That's what I'm known for, is the voice. And I'm not known as a teacher or a coach. I'm known as the voice of Columbus.
Brett and I have both been in education for over 20 years, and we're mostly known for doing this nowadays.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And we enjoy it. We love coming out here and, you know, giving accolades to these kids and these programs. And, you know, both of us do this, you know, out of our volunteer time. And actually talking about volunteerism, Kevin, my civics and economics classes do have a volunteer project that they have to go out and volunteer in the community for an hour. They have to draw, they have to write it up, take pictures, and tell why they did it. So, you know, my kids are trying to teach my kids to give back to society.
And I think that's one of the most important things we can teach our kids is to pay it forward, Brett. I mean, there's so much, you know, take in our society anymore. And regardless of whether you're Republican or Democrat, where you fall on the spectrum, drop kick extra point, and it is no good. I saw one of the first time I've seen that in high school. But I saw it once in a pro game.
Did it actually hit the ground first? It has to hit the ground first.
No, it doesn't.
It don't?
It doesn't. Drop kick extra point.
I thought it had to hit the ground first.
Nope.
We might want to check on that for next week. That would just be a punt.
But it's called a drop kick.
But I thought it had to hit the ground first and then kick it off of the ground.
Nope.
Okay, all right.
I have actually seen that in a game before, so I know that rule.
Yep.
Of course, they're still trying to tell me that you lose a down on illegal man downfield.
That's what they say.
Now, Brett, we got a lot of stuff going on in Columbus County. Once again, the fair was this week. You've got Yam Festival next week, Stallion Classic Band Competition coming up. A lot of good things, a lot of return to tradition here in Columbus County the next couple of weeks.
Guess what I had last night, Kevin?
What did you have?
Italian sausage with peppers and onions from the fair, man. Been waiting about 2 years for that, Kevin.
You're making a fat man's mouth water, brother.
It was good. It was good.
4:18 to go here in the ballgame. Pender kicking off with a running clock. Nice deep kick. Goes to about the 25. Elusive around the left corner. He's taking it up the field, takes it out of bounds, and he'll go have a seat on the bench.
Number 15 and number 23 for Pender. They had a big blocking fest out there. I think they pointed each other out before the kick, and they went straight to each other. They looked like bulls in a ring there for about 15, 20 seconds.
And I think that's why we got laundry on the field.
It could be.
Competitive juice is flowing, Brett. Again, an opportunity for some of these young kids to get, to get their feet wet in high school competition.
Oh, and got a big volleyball game coming up this week. We got
we got Whiteville and South Columbus. And if you have never been to a high school volleyball game between Whiteville and South Columbus, take the opportunity because, Brett, I've been to only a couple games of volleyball where the gym has been sold out for high school, and it's been Whiteville, South Columbus every time.
They will rock and roll. I'm not exactly sure if that's Tuesday, but that's going to determine the Walk-em-All Conference champion.
Shout out to David Marlowe, longtime coach of South Columbus. Always has those girls, in the things.
Yep. Whiteville with a win ties for the conference championship. With a win, South Columbus wins it outright. So everything's on the line next week. These fall sports are starting to dwindle to an end, Kevin, and starting to crown some kind of champions.
Backside counter for East Columbus, taken for about a 12, 13-yard gain.
Number 7, that is R.J. Hester, junior wide receiver.
Again, nice to see these kids playing hard. Sports does reveal character. Look at the lane he had off the right-hand side.
Let's give a shout-out to the line, number 95. Hadn't called his name, Deron Sultan. Been working underneath all night, seeing him get out there and do some good blocks. So let's give the line a shout-out for East Columbus.
Nice to see Sultan. I mean, Sultan is a big fella. really, being a stature. But we've seen him play on the basketball team for East Columbus the last few years, and I mean that kid hustles everywhere.
Yep. 72, Caleb Patrick. He's been out there all night, working hard on that offensive line. So these guys don't get called on a lot. Logan Crosby, big lineman for the East Columbus Gators. These guys don't get their name called a lot, so we want to give a shout out to them.
2nd and 5 for the Gators. Just over 2 minutes to go here in the ball game.
Quarterback keep up the middle. He's going to get about 5 there, Kevin.
He's going to get close to first down yards before being driven back. And obviously the issue not in doubt, Brett, but let's look ahead. We've seen East Columbus now. We've seen South Columbus. And next week on this field, South and East, and still a lot to be decided in the walkable. We know Whiteville's going to be there at the end. Mm-hmm. But tell me about, what can you expect from South Columbus, East Columbus next week?
Well, South Columbus is playing a lot better than they did at the first of the year. So, look for South Columbus to come over here with that regular swag that they have, thinking that they're going to beat East Columbus. Look for East Columbus to know that South Columbus is down, and, this could be a year that, they possibly could sneak in there and win against South Columbus from what I understand the first time in history. I don't think East Columbus has ever beaten South Columbus in football, and that's
Do you think South Columbus got the message, Brett, playing West Columbus, that these other 2 county schools are going to need to be reckoned with?
Yeah, well, I mean, they've actually caught up a little bit with South Columbus. They've always been up and beyond, and now, South Columbus has
come back to the pack.
Come back a little bit. We'll just see what East Columbus has here when they play the that's a touchdown,
Pass to
Kevin.
the corner. Touchdown, East Columbus.
There we go, number 10 with the touchdown reception.
Jacquees.
Let's see.
Number 10.
Jacquees Smith.
Once again, I mean, he's done that a couple times today, Brett. He's just dropped that ball in a bucket, and it's right there.
And, like I said, I've said it several times, that's a sophomore right there that made that touchdown catch. I just see freshman, sophomore, junior maybe here, senior maybe here. So, these kids are going to be around for a long time. If some freshmen can come up and fill some shoes for East Columbus, good things are going to happen.
Not going to attempt the extra point break because that is the ball game. Our final score, Pender 60, East Columbus 12. Now, if you're East Columbus, Brett, I mean, obviously you can hang your head about a loss, but I don't think it's about wins and losses this year for East Columbus. And talk to us about where this program is and where this program's going.
Well, the thing about this program is, they've been probably as down as they possibly can be because of taking a year off. And, you can't go down much further. So you build on the little things. You build on that you have youth. You build on that we've got a quarterback that can stand in the pocket and throw the football. Maybe they need to build a little bit more on, blocking, making sure that you hold blocks and, giving quarterbacks and backs time and protection to do what they need to do. So that's just a well-oiled machine that just part of it needs to come together.
Now, the blueprint is out there, Brett, with West Columbus and their ascension the last few years. They've taken that steps. They built up their feeder program. They've taken, I've seen the middle school program. I guess I want to say it's the Eagles now for the East Columbus Junior Senior High School. They built through their feeder programs, and they took their lumps, but they learned how to win. Yeah. And in just a few years, West Columbus, I think, another team on the cusp, and there's no reason East Columbus can't get there within the next few years.
Yeah. And, I think that a consolidation of the middle schools over here may help the program also because you got all the kids over here, they're together. That could be a factor involved in, how their program grows over here.
Once again, Brett and I will be back next week. Brett is going to make every attempt to come back with a tennis championship.
We'll see.
And if not, it will be me talking for both Brett and I. I'll try not to drive you completely crazy.
You know what you should do, Kevin, next week? You should do alter egos. You should be Kevin Toman, and you should be maybe Brett Burrows.
I don't know if there can be another Brett Burrows in this world.
Is there what? Okay, thank you.
Okay, Brett is going to go out and get the keys from the bleachers. He's also going to drive, probably one of the teams home.
Is it a Ferrari?
If it's a sports car, I'm in.
Let me see if they can announce that. They said there's some keys left on the bench if you want to, on the bleachers here, if you want to make that announcement.
Okay, Brett, we've got 2 more weeks left to go in the high school season before we get to playoffs. A lot to be decided, a lot of playoff positioning. Next 2 weeks, you have South at East. You have Whiteville at South. And how else would you like to end up this football season, Brett, than those 2 crosstown rivalries?
Well, you know what? It's football. It's Friday night. You never know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to show up to play. Emotions are going to run high. South Columbus is going to bring a crowd. You know that. And it's just going – and let's hope East Columbus can actually bring, that big crowd tonight too and, maybe have a really good football game.
Okay, we have just a few, precious seconds to let you know that we will be coming out not only with our last 2 football games, but the basketball schedule will be posted here in the next few weeks to catch us, for a game in December and some great high school basketball action, after the holidays. But if you get a chance, come out, watch these 2 great ball games, be a part of these 2 great communities, and come out and see Brett and I. We'll be glad to make your acquaintance. So once again, it is Brett Burrs and Kevin Tillman signing off from the Columbus County Football Game of the Week.